All right, drivers, got a big problem northeast of downtown right now. You got a stalled vehicle blocking the right two lanes of 65 northbound at Rivergate Parkway in Goodlettsville. It is backed up all the way to Old Hickory Boulevard. In Glencliff, police reporting a crash 40 westbound at Spence Lane. In Murfreesboro, TDOT reporting a crash left lane block 24 eastbound near I-840. And then in Jolton, we've got an injury crash reported by police 24 westbound at Whites Creek Pike. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hello, kids. Welcome in. It is the afternoon show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We call it the Matt Murphy Show. Just after 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday, we join you, and hopefully you're able to spend every single moment of our experience together with us on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We have a team approach here at Super Talk with Matt Murphy. They put my name on the door for some reason. Ken Weaver's really the star of the show. He's back in News Closet B, holding down the fort, as they say, gathering headlines, delivering them twice an hour, and watching the weather. And he's doing all of that with one hand tied behind his back. How about that?
What do you think about that?
I like it. Then there's Weber. He controls everything that comes to your speakers and tries to make it as good as possible, which is a difficult task when I'm at the controls. And I'm off today, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. It's going to be a weird show.
How are you, brother?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me. I just feel I'm out of sorts.
Out of sorts.
I'm kind of I'll be honest. I feel a little dizzy.
Dizzy?
Yeah, I don't know why. Low energy and dizzy.
Have you lost too much weight?
No, I don't think that's what it is. But I certainly hope that's not what it is.
Tired yourself out doing all that mechanicking?
Yeah, man, checking underneath people's hoods.
Look, times are tight, boys. We gotta do what we gotta do to feed the family.
That's right.
And so in the mornings I'm picking up some oil changes and the like. Do some air filters.
Little side hustle.
Do a little. I'll lube the rear end if you want me to, if you ask for it.
Well, it costs extra though, right?
Yeah, get you up on the rack and check out that rear end, see what's going on. See how she's handling. You know how it goes. If you're not watching on. See, this is what I'm not ready for.
This is where we go off the rails, boy.
If you're not watching on Talk TV, like, what in the world are they talking about? I'm wearing my oil change shirt. I always get compliments and comments on this shirt when I wear it. These were when I was program director of Talk 99.5, which is a radio station that I was a part of kind of, building in Birmingham, Alabama. These were our staff shirts because I said, when we were discussing what our staff shirts would look like, I said, I want to do something different, and I want to be the working man station, and why wouldn't we do this? We're working for you. So
love it.
It's a kind of in the spirit of your your local Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Or Express Oil or Valvoline.
Yeah.
Or whatnot.
Or Tire King.
Tire the discounters.
Yeah,
we have a lot of those people that advertise on us, so I don't want to leave anybody out. But there's a lot of those folks around, and I'm happy to do it. If you want to come on over to the radio station while we're in a break, I will come check the oil, air in the tires. I'll do what I need to do. And I won't try to upsell you like they do. Do women get upsold more than men when you go to the oil change place?
I think so.
Probably.
I feel like that's the case.
100%.
And that it's man, oh man, the sexism.
Yep.
How dare they?
Yeah.
Just y'all should when you pull in there, ladies, when you pull in there and you roll down the window, say, I want an oil change and I identify as a man. So don't ask me about the damn air filter. And then see what they say.
I don't know though. I think the Freddie O'Connells probably get upsold a lot too. It doesn't look like he knows anything about cars. Yeah, your flux capacitor's bad. We're gonna have to replace that. Oh, okay. Whatever.
Wait, hold on a second.
Running a little bit low on your bumper fluid.
The Freddie O'Connells?
That was just the first thing that came to mind. You know, he doesn't look like the most manly man. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Can we mark this? It's 3:10 on May 20th when Chris Webber basically referred to Freddie O'Connell as a dandy.
A dandy.
Oh, speaking of which, Dan Mandis. I bet he gets taken advantage of. He has to bring Amy along to make sure he doesn't get, swindled.
We're going to have to change the oil in your bumper, Mr. Mandis. Oh, okay.
Looks like your emergency brake fluid's a little bit low.
Well, we got to do what we got to do. we got to change the blinkers on these brake pads. Oh, well, alrighty then.
You're out of mirror fluid.
When I think of, you ever seen see, I'm going to be accused of being a dandy even admitting that I've seen this movie, but when I think of Freddie O'Connell, I'm on record as saying that Freddie looks like a squirrel has taken human form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With if a squirrel became a human, it would look like Freddie O'Connell. But he also reminds me a little bit if he would just shave those stupid whiskers off his face. If you've ever seen a movie, it's called what's it called? It's got Daniel Day-Lewis in it, and he is playing the dandiest of dandies. It's one of these period pieces. Like it's not Pride and Prejudice. It might be Pride and Prejudice, like Pride and Prejudice, or one of those things. But maybe it's A Room with a View. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up. Did I mention I'm dizzy?
I got some breaking news, boys.
What do you got there, Ken Weaver? Breaking news. Bump, 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 bump.
AC/DC concert rescheduled to tomorrow.
There you go.
When are they going to do it? Tomorrow morning?
Drive time concert.
I just don't.
All previously purchased tickets will be honored for the new date. Ticket purchasers will receive an email with more information. That's from Nissan Stadium.
I mean, I guess the storms are going to be bad enough that they're trying to get in front of the storms. We're not taking that out of consideration. And that's the serious side of this, is some of these storms could be very serious. At the same time, are they offering, according to this update, Ken, are they offering rebates or refunds? Because what happens if I'm in town for the night.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And I got to go home tomorrow to get to work.
Yeah. There's some people I've seen on this thread that they're traveling in excess of 4 hours to get here for the show.
Yeah, that's too bad. Hopefully they'll make it right. I mean,
hotel rooms downtown, what are they? They're only about $1,000.
Yeah, I mean, just get yourself another night.
That.
I'm sure the hotel will accommodate you. I'm sure they'll give you a discount.
Yeah. Oof.
I'm sure if you go down to the bars on Lower Broad and tell all of them that your concert got canceled, they'll give you $10 beers instead of $12 beers. It's a damn shame. Two things. One, I came to Nashville, Tennessee in late 2021.
Yes, sir.
And I'm now living in a Nashville where the George Jones bar is closed and the damn Florida Georgia Line bar is open. And I don't want to live in that world. I do not want to live in that world.
Why did they close the George Jones?
They said that they couldn't get business. I don't understand it. Secondarily, I'm living in a Nashville, Tennessee, where Nudies, the Nudies bar, is advertising on the loop. Have y'all seen the big billboard?
Oh, yeah.
$6 beers, boys.
Yeah.
Woo!
Breaking news.
Like that's a
bargain, baby.
oh my goodness.
What is it, in a plastic cup?
We're selling $6 beers. Wow, sign me up. Jeez. And I'm not even knocking Nudies. I mean, that's probably the cheapest thing you can get on the strip.
Yeah.
They require a shirt and shoes?
I think they do, Ken.
All right.
Sadly for you. Speaking of Dan Mandis, while we're on the fun and frivolity, and I got to get a weather update here in a second, Ken.
Yes, sir. I'll be ready.
Many of you have asked for me to comment on the fact we had, is it Touge?
That's what
I think that was
Touge, Touge.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know how he pronounces it.
Touge.
If you missed it yesterday, Touge was on the he was on the YouTubes. He was on the YouTube channel on the chat on the YouTube, which is just like a crazy party. It's like a frat party over there. If you go over there, you'll see what I'm talking about. And Touge was saying that he was getting ready for the birth of his child, and we congratulated him on the birth of his baby. Eleanor is her first name, and she has now been born.
All right.
Very nice.
And
Congrats.
Touge was threatening to, and I say threatening, to name his child after me should the child be born during our show. And I said, and I didn't know at the time, I was like, little girl, a boy? He said, little girl. I said, well, Matilda works or Maddie works. Mm-hmm. And Murphy, really, I think, in
Murphy
this day and age, Murphy could work for either sex.
Well, look at Murphy Brown.
There you go, kid. Mm-hmm. There. Well, maybe not look at Murphy Brown, but you know what he means. So I got the news from multiple sources this morning, including Nashville's Morning News, that Touge had, in fact, or I suppose it was his wife that had the baby. Mm-hmm. But he is a new daddy.
You never know these days.
Well, you don't know these days.
Anyway.
He is a new daddy, and she is a new mom, and everybody is safe and sound and healthy, and that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
And they welcomed Eleanor Daniela to the world this morning. And it bothered me. I'm going to admit it. That it bothered me that instead of having a little baby namesake. Remember when Rush had the little Rush babies? I thought, I've got a little Murph baby. No, not going to happen. And it bothered me greatly until I thought to myself, well, I guess it makes sense. This is a feminine child. So I suppose that it makes more sense that her name is Eleanor Daniela. Call her Danny.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I always liked a Danny.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
for a girl.
You would spell that with an I.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
D-A-N-I.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you could go I-E if you wanted to, Ken. I would not go Y. I'm always a big fan of the I or the I-E on the end of a Tammy or a Danny or anything like that on a female. If you get to the Y, odds are they've, at some point in their life, lived in a trailer park.
I don't know. Somehow I just knew you were going there.
Murphy,
I just saw it coming.
He brought his shovel with him today, boy.
Gracious, man. The only thing that's gotten me in more trouble over the last 2 weeks, I say 2 weeks, and I held up 3 fingers. That's just the way the day's going. The only thing that's gotten me in more trouble in the last 2 weeks than saying that if you live in a trailer park and you don't have an issue with that, you're a loser, is late in the show yesterday, I said that 9/11 was not an inside job. And people hit me up, man. I mean, and they're just, well, I always knew that there was a problem with you. Like, what? Problem with me? Anyway, we do have lots of news to get into. I failed to get into this jail escape yesterday, and I want to talk about it today because it's fascinating to me. Old boy inside, it was apparently an inside job in as much as a maintenance worker within the jail system has now been arrested for helping 10 inmates escape from an Orleans Parish jail down there in Louisiana. We will discuss. Freddie O'Connell says that he's not concerned about the federal government or ICE or anybody. He's not concerned about Tom Homan or anybody else for that matter coming down on him with regard to some of the comments that he's made concerning their presence in Nashville, Tennessee. Speaking of that, our own Senator Marsha Blackburn has an op-ed piece out in the Tennessean today. I would encourage you to read it unless you can't get beyond the paywall, in which case I'll read it to you because I do get beyond the paywall. I pay for it so you don't have to. But here's the deal. You don't have to read it at all because Marsha Blackburn will be on our show today at about 3:45-ish to talk about the op-ed piece written for the Tennessean today, in addition to some of the other matters going on in Washington, D.C., to include the big, beautiful bill. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. Several weeks ago, I was asked, well, what, if anything, I guess it was on the 100-day mark of Trump's presidency. Someone asked me, well, what criticisms might you have of the president of the United States thus far? And I said that I did not have a lot of criticisms coming out of the executive branch, but there was a concern that so much of what he's doing inside of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is not translating to the Capitol, in as much as he can issue all the executive orders he wants. Some of those will be challenged, some will not. But those executive orders aren't going anywhere long term unless they are codified by the Congress of the United States of America. That said, Donald Trump, I said at the time, 3 weeks ago, ought to be over at the Capitol on a regular basis, twisting a few arms, using his bully pulpit to his advantage, attempting to get some of these lawmakers on his side of these issues. Well, lo and behold, today, Donald Trump must listen to the show for today. He descended upon the Capitol in Washington, D.C. for the purpose of twisting a few arms and getting his big, beautiful bill across the finish line. There is an anticipated vote tonight in the House of Representatives, a procedural matter scheduled for about 1 o'clock in the morning, and there is a scheduled vote or an expected vote on the totality of the measure coming tomorrow. I do not believe that it is in our best interest to bog down in the particulars of something that's going to change 100 different times between now and getting through the Senate. I will say that the highlights need to be pretty plain and simple. We expect that the tax rates that we are currently paying will remain the same. I think that's a fair assessment. And with that in mind, if we do not see these tax cuts codified through the big, beautiful bill, then they will expire and your taxes will, in effect, go up. Secondarily, we need to cut spending. And I'm getting to the point where I don't care where. If you are to suggest to me that we don't overspend in every aspect of the federal government, I would suggest to you that you're not looking hard enough. And if we cannot get this done now, if we cannot manage to insist that our lawmakers, Republicans, and even Democrats alike, get it done now, then we're never going to do it. And frankly, I'm not talking about it anymore. Why would I? Do we have a better opportunity than right now? Is there ever going to be more focus on the idea that we cannot continue overspending by $1 and $2 trillion a year? And there's plenty of blame to go around. Donald Trump did it. Joe Biden did it. Barack Obama did it. George W. Bush did it. George H.W. They all did. Clinton did it. I mean, he balanced it 1 year. I guess a couple of years toward the end of his presidency. We will never see more of an appetite around the country to cut federal government spending than right now. And I sat and I watched for the better part of an hour last night as #NeverCNN. What a garbage network full of garbage people spewing garbage. They sat around and talked about how Americans would die if any money went out of FEMA or any money went out of NOAA or any money went out of some of these other reporting agencies on a federal level that reported the weather. National Weather Service, National Oceanic Administration, and all that. And I'm thinking, if we can't get cuts now, we're never going to get them. And I do believe that this is a breaking point for the United States. The next year and a half is going to chart our course for the next 40 years. And if we cannot demand spending cuts now, we're never going to get them. We're never going to get them. And that's the opening monologue. 24 after the hour. It is Tuesday, May 20th. We invite you to be a part of the show on a variety of platforms like 99.7 WTN on your radio. You can also find us on a variety of apps to include Spotify and TuneIn and iHeart and, of course, our own app. Download us by typing in Supertalk 99.7 WTN. You can also find us on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. It's episode 813 of The Matt Murphy Show. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Grace Point Healthcare. Affordable, convenient, and comprehensive medicine in a direct pay format. Grace Point Healthcare will be your primary care provider, but they are also direct pay. That means that all treatment decisions will be made between you and your physicians at Grace Point. Secondarily, you know exactly what you're paying for the services that they provide you. Thirdly, they offer a Smart Care plan. The basic Smart Care plan is at $69 a month. And with that $69 a month, you receive unlimited office visits throughout the course of the year, plus free basic labs and diagnostic testing. At Grace Point, there are no long wait times. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 weeks in order to get in to see your primary care provider. You will be seen the day of or next day in a vast majority of the cases. As a matter of fact, no wait times for initial appointments either. And they'll see you at home if you're too sick to come into the office. How about that? You ought to know what you're paying for your health care. And you ought to know that the health care decisions being made by your doctor are not being directed by the insurance company. And that's what they provide at Grace Point Healthcare. It's excellent and affordable medicine at your convenience. Grace Point Healthcare. Call them at 599-6868. Modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. There is simply no better way to secure your valuables and to protect those things in your home, to protect your property and your loved ones, than to purchase a quality safe from Nashville Safe House. They have almost 200 safes in stock and in the showroom on display, plus another 400 or thereabouts in their warehouse. In other words, they have the safe that's right for you, depending on the size that you want, the type that you want, the fire rating that you want, and the price point that you're looking to achieve. They are the largest safe dealer in Nashville, in Tennessee, and I would put them against anyone in the United States of America. They're the largest Browning safe dealer in the United States. Let me say that again. The largest they have the Browning is widely considered to be the best safe on the market, and they sell more Brownings than anyone else in the United States of America. You know they're good. Let's go to Nashville Safe House. Talk to Mark and his team. Find out how they can deliver a safe with a professional delivery crew to your home, not some third-party crackheads delivering your safe. The real deal. Nashville Safe House can be found online at NashvilleSafeHouse.com, or better yet, go by and see them. 4th Avenue South in Nashville.
Tornado on the ground about 130 miles west of Nashville in Jackson, Tennessee. It's moving east at about 35 miles per hour. All of Middle Tennessee under a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather, and tornadoes definitely occurring. We got the very latest coming up on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, we're going to keep you weather aware all day long. I mean, we pick, we joke, we have a good time, but obviously this weather situation can turn bad for folks in the listening area very, very quickly. Ken Weaver's on top of it. Matt Murphy will be on top of it. The entire crew out and about, and they're weather aware as well. As a matter of fact, Dan Mandis just contacted me, men. And Dan said, I'm planning on going to bed, but what's the timeline look like? I can be awake if need be. How about that?
Tell him it's right now.
Yes, it's happening. It's happening, Dan. We need you, Mandis. Immediately.
Tell that boy to go to sleep. Get him some sleep.
He then went on to say, I said, man, we got this. He said, I still worry about this stuff. And I'm glad that he does.
Yes, sir.
Dan cares about you, cares about the radio station, cares about Tennessee, cares about every single one of you, as do we. But we got this, brother. We got this. You go on, and by the way, it's 3:30. I mean, I understand the man gets up early, but really?
It's different.
I mean, I never did a 5 a.m. show. I did a 6 a.m. show. But see, I did it directly opposite to Mandis. Mandis preps in the morning. Mandis wants to get up and prep in the morning. And so that necessitates him getting up at midnight.
Yep.
Ugh. I prepped at night. And then I just did catch-up stuff in the morning. And so I would get in at 5 a.m. for a 6 o'clock show. And I felt good about it. Good about it.
Yes, sir.
Dan would chew his fingers off if he had to lay in bed until 4 o'clock in the morning before he got up.
That's why he's got a Marconi and you don't.
Well, what about his macaroni? What?
That's his dinner.
Hey, he probably has a Marconi because he can get to the news on time. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, and right now we've got a confirmed tornado. Spotters confirming a tornado on the ground over Jackson. This was just about 8 minutes ago, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. All of Middle Tennessee is under a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather, and we've had tornado warnings now, but fortunately nowhere near Nashville. This one in Jackson, this one confirmed to be on the ground. That's about 130 miles west of Nashville. Earlier today, we had tornado warnings about 90 miles south of Nashville for Lawrence, Giles, and Wayne counties. Right now, we are watching a severe thunderstorm warning that is right now headed toward Dixon. That's just west of downtown Nashville. This is just a severe thunderstorm warning. But all of this severe weather is in a tornado watch that runs until 10 o'clock tonight. So that means conditions are ripe. When severe thunderstorms pop up, there is a very high possibility that they could form tornadoes. And that is, in fact, what we see happening right now in Jackson, Tennessee, where spotters confirmed a tornado on the ground near Jackson, actually over Jackson. And it was moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. We got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 4 minutes. Everybody knew his name. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And now he's passed away. George Wendt, who played the beloved barfly Norm on Cheers, died at the age of 76. His family says in his sleep at home last night. Wendt's official cause of death has not been disclosed. Meanwhile, in New Orleans, with 4 of the 10 inmates who escaped from the jail Friday back in custody, investigators are working to determine how they got out in the first place. Jim Ryan says all signs point to an inside job.
10 men, some facing murder charges, managed to get through a hole behind a toilet.
That toilet didn't just come off the wall during somebody's lunch break. And where's the water?
Answer, says Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams, maintenance worker Sterling Williams.
It appears Mr. Williams assisted these inmates make good their escape by shutting off the water to that toilet.
Now the 33-year-old Williams is in custody while the search continues for the other 6 escapees. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
All right, back to the weather quickly. We are under a tornado watch until 10. We have a tornado warning now. Spotter confirmed tornado on the ground over Jackson, Tennessee, 130 miles west of Tennessee. This thing was moving east at 35 miles per hour. And due to the inclement weather, the big AC/DC show tonight at Nissan Stadium has been rescheduled until tomorrow. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, Goodlettsville, we got a stalled vehicle blocking the right 2 lanes, 65 northbound at Rivergate. In Murfreesboro, we've got a crash on the left shoulder, 24 eastbound near I-840. In Jolton, police reporting an injury crash, 24 westbound at Whites Creek Pike. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, some weather danger going on in our state today and tonight. We'll keep you weather aware. What if the danger is coming from a different source? You need Defend Systems in your life. Defend Systems is your one-stop shop for all things life, safety, and security consultation in Middle Tennessee and beyond. Defend Systems, their expertise lies in their experience. They have generational experience in this arena. They deal with active shooter response, workplace violence prevention, site survey and threat assessment, security improvement consultation, emergency and intruder action plans. If you are the decision maker at a place of business, at a school, at a church, any place that people gather, and you don't know if you need the services from Defend Systems, I would encourage you to call Brink. He's not going to try to sell you something that you don't need, but he will talk to you about the services that he offers to help your staff, to help the people that gather in your place of business be better aware of the danger around them. Hope is not a plan. It is time to get trained with Defend Systems. Call 615-236-6484, 236-6484. Go to defendsystems.com. All right, there are a couple of warnings that are just outside of our main listening area that we want to make you aware of. The one that Ken Weaver was telling you about in and outside of Jackson that's tracking this way, that is actually a storm. There's also a storm just south of Tullahoma that is going toward Monteagle. That is obviously to the south of us down Tullahoma, Winchester way. Man, I'll be out at Timms Ford Lake later on this week. So that's kind of in that neck of the woods. We're tracking that. The main line of storms that you need to know about, if you're just joining us on the radio, maybe you're still at your place of business or just getting in your automobile, and perhaps you're worried about getting home later on. This main line of storms is still back in Memphis. It's on the western side of the state of Tennessee. It's in that typical formation, right? You guys know the formation, right? It starts kind of in the northeast and it heads in a slant to the southwest. And that line is ranging from, let's see.
It's Paducah all the way back to Shreveport, Louisiana.
There you go, Ken Weaver. Paducah to Shreveport. There's your line. It is right over Memphis. It's getting to Memphis right now. There's a little break, actually, right where Memphis is.
Yes, sir.
The line that I'm looking at right now. But that's on the way. And it's coming our way, and it's already laying down some very severe weather and laying down some tornado warnings as well. You said that the one in Jackson, Ken, was a spotter
Yeah, that's
tornado?
a spotter-confirmed tornado on the ground.
So we're watching that situation. There is a storm system that's closer to us that it's about to hit Centerville and about to get into the Dixon area.
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to keep you aware of all of those things.
And that's just a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay. These things can, pop up tornadoes at any point, so we'll try to keep you as aware as we possibly can without scaring the hell out of you. That's the careful balance that we try to strike on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's a shorter segment now, and we're going to go to break a little bit early because we're anticipating Senator Marsha Blackburn calling us at about 3:45 this afternoon, and we want to get maximum time with the senator to talk about the big, beautiful bill, to talk about Trump on the Hill today, to talk about why Congress doesn't seem to be able to get anything done right now. All of those discussion points on the table. But right now, maybe it's just people of a particular era that I'm talking to when I offer this to you. But I don't know. This one, for some reason, strikes me weird, this RIP, for some reason. But I'll tell you, let's just give it.
My nipples. It's freezing out there. Afternoon, everybody. Hey, Doc. What's the story, Norm? Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it. Afternoon, everybody. Norm!
Norman?
What you up to, Norm? My ears.
More coming up on that as we continue the show. Norm, known to millions and millions and millions. His name was George Wendt. And he has passed away at the age of 76. It's 44 after the hour. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take our short time out now so that we can get maximum time with Senator Marsha Blackburn, who, I believe, is on the line with us. We'll be back in just a moment. I apologize for the short segment, but a longer segment with Senator Marsha Blackburn coming up in moments on Super Talk. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy, and I've got a couple of questions for you regarding your health insurance. How much do you pay? If you don't know, you need to find the answer to that question. Shane Ring knows. He can tell you, certainly. What does it really cost you? Well, that's a slightly different question, and Shane knows the answer to that as well. Shane Ring is a local insurance company here in Middle Tennessee. Cover Nash wants you to know how much you overspend on health plans. He does not shop one particular health plan on the marketplace. Sadly, for those that do that, the insurance company is the customer and not you. With Shane Ring, you are the customer. With Cover Nash, you are the client. And Cover Nash will find you the best insurance plan for you and your family. They want you to be informed about your health coverage. Do not wait till open enrollment. That is not the way to go. Call Shane today with Cover Nash. Don't get taken advantage of and don't overpay. Take control of your money and your health coverage by calling Cover Nash. CoverNash.com or 615-465-0023. 465-0023.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
All right, tracking severe weather. We got a severe thunderstorm warning just to the west of Nashville. This is impacting communities like Centerville and Dixon. We've got a spotter-confirmed tornado on the ground just east of Jackson. All of Middle Tennessee is under a tornado watch now until 10 o'clock tonight. So any severe thunderstorm that pops up between then and now has the potential to spawn a tornado. So we'll get you more details on the weather and then all the breaking news coming up at 4 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you so much, Ken Weaver. We will keep you on top of the weather situation that's moving through the state of Tennessee. Obviously, the most severe weather well to the west of us, but that will be coming through over the course of the show this evening. What do you got,
We got
Ken?
a tornado warning now. This is for Hickman County. This is going to be just south. This is radar indicated. It is just southwest of Centerville. Boys, this thing's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour.
All right.
So looks like people in the path are Prim Springs and Centerville. It's
right, if y'all are
radar
down there.
indicated. Radar indicated.
Okay. And that's hitting the listening area, so we're going to keep out for that. Ken, if you get any updates on that during our conversation with Senator Blackburn, just let us know.
Okay.
Because I know that Marsha would want to do that as well. We welcome Senator Marsha Blackburn onto the show during this inclement weather. A lot of activity going on in Washington, D.C. as well, and it's always a wonderful opportunity to speak with the good senator. Hey, Marsha, I hope you're doing well.
I am doing well, and you're right. Let's have everybody stay safe during these storms, and listen to all of these alerts so that they know when to seek shelter.
Well, that's well spoken, Senator, and we appreciate you saying so. And obviously, we'll keep on top of that storm situation in the midst of our conversation. It's some stormy activity in Washington, D.C. right now. I want to get to your op-ed piece that you penned for the Tennessean in just a moment. But give us the latest as you understand it. I understand that it's in the House, but you've been in that body as well, Senator. You know how things go over there. Are you anxious? Are you anticipatory? Are you hopeful that we will see the big, beautiful bill passed before Memorial Day in the House of Representatives?
Yes, indeed. And Speaker Johnson came over and had lunch today with the Senate Republicans, and he is very hopeful. He feels like that they are moving forward on a path and that everyone agrees we have to make certain that we pass President Trump's agenda and that we make America safer, stronger, more prosperous, more affordable. And certainly the bill would do that. So Republicans really are united in working toward that goal. We want to prevent what would be the largest tax increase in history. We want to empower ICE, stop illegal immigration. We want to make certain that illegal aliens do not receive any taxpayer-funded benefits. We're planning to cut taxes on tips, overtime, Social Security, and cutting the tax on Social Security is actually my legislation. We are going to end these taxpayer-funded sex changes for minors. We're going to build up our military. We think that is important to do. The president today has talked about the Gold Dome for America, and it is imperative that we really restore our nation's energy dominance, and Tennessee should be leading in that. We're also going to put work requirements on able-bodied adults who are receiving benefits. And, you know, one of the things that we are going to make certain that we do is to get the cost of living down by getting the cost of government down. And passing the legislation will be a first step in reaching these goals. So we're working hard to make it happen.
Senator Marsha Blackburn is with us for a few moments today, talking about activity going on Capitol Hill. Obviously, the big, beautiful bill, as it's known. You talked about some of the takeaways. You don't. While you say that Republicans are united, obviously Republicans have a razor thin majority in the House of Representatives and a fairly thin majority in the Senate. How does this work? Let's assume for a moment that everyone gets in line, a few concessions perhaps are made, and it gets to the Senate. How does it work then, Senator Blackburn, in terms of getting this past the finish line without needing 60 votes to bust up a filibuster from the Democrats?
And what we will do, and of course, the reconciliation bill does not have to have 60 votes. It will pass the Senate on 51 votes. That is why reconciliation is a generational opportunity for us to deliver permanent results that the American people really voted for on November 5th. So what we will do is receive the bill from the House. It will go through what is called the bird bath, which makes certain that there are not provisions in there that are going to legislate and some other components. Then we will make some changes. Of course, the House had been working off of a $7.1 trillion budget, and then they accepted the Senate's mark at being a $6.5 trillion budget. Our goal is to be able to reduce those numbers even more. We don't want to cap cutting. What we want to do is cap spending and then push us on toward hitting that $5.5 trillion budget, which would give President Trump a balanced budget. We think that would be historic. So we know that the more money we can save the taxpayer, the better steward that we can be, the more we can root out waste, fraud, and abuse from programs like Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. The more we can hold the bureaucracy accountable to the taxpayer, the more we save, and the closer we get to hitting those benchmarks we want to hit.
Senator, yesterday Donald Trump signed the passage of the Take It Down Act, which I know you supported, and it's an important piece of legislation. But by my count, after 121 days of the Trump presidency, this is only the sixth piece of legislation that has gotten through the Congress and to the president's desk. And for most of us in the state of Tennessee and really across America, we're concerned that the movement to codify some of the executive orders and to get other matters to his desk is not moving at a rapid enough pace. Are we being impatient as an American people? And can you help us understand why the pace is what it is for some of this legislation?
Well, and not making any excuses, because I would like to see us move at a faster clip also. The rules of the Senate require that we go through the cloture process on legislative items. Mm-hmm. And in addition to the legislative items, we also have the personnel for the administration. We are moving at a record pace on personnel. We did the president's cabinet in record time. We think it's important to prioritize moving those nominations for the cabinet positions and getting them to work, getting this bill, reconciliation bill, done. And then you'll see more activity on the legislative front. And I have some of those bills that deal with codifying some of the president's actions, like removing collective bargaining for federal employees. I also have the Veterans Healthcare Freedom of Choice Act, which will allow our veterans to get health care in their communities. I have legislation that moves us to a merit-based employment situation. So we've got several of those bills. Some of them have already come out of committee. They're ready to go. We have bills that the Senate has passed, but the House has not taken up, and bills that the House has passed and the Senate has not taken up. And I have an American music tourism bill that cleared the Senate last week. And we're waiting on the House to take the action on that also.
And Senator, I know you've got a heart out in just a couple of minutes, and I don't want to rush you and pepper you with questions, but I do want to congratulate you on the guest piece in the Tennessean today that came out today with regard to Tennessee Highway Patrol and ICE activity in Nashville. The vast majority of Nashvillians that I've spoken with are in favor of this. Obviously, you're in favor of it. The mayor, not so much, and you weren't afraid to kind of take Mayor Freddie O'Connell to task with regard to some of his statements about safety in the city of Nashville. Speak to that.
Yes, indeed. I've talked with several law enforcement officers, and they all talk about how pleased they are that ICE and the Tennessee Highway Patrol are going forward with removing these illegal aliens, criminal illegal aliens. And bear in mind, of those individuals that have been arrested, 95 had prior criminal convictions or they've got pending charges against them. There are 31 who had previously been removed from the U.S. and came back and entered again illegally. You've got murderers, rapists, child predators, pedophiles, robbers that are in these numbers. And so I thought it was important to speak out on this, because when our law enforcement is supporting this, when our communities are supporting this and are saying, look, we don't want these criminals in our communities, and it is important that we remove them, that ICE do this in an expeditious manner. I have two bills one that we're rolling out toward the end of the week, which is a shot clock and gives ICE the ability to deport these criminal illegal aliens within 15 days. And the other is legislation that would end this birthright citizenship tourism that is taking place, where you have brokers that are selling access to women in other countries that are expecting a child, and they come here, have the baby, get a birth certificate and a social security number, leave the country, then the child can come back after they're 18, go to college, and begin to implement chain migration.
Finally, Senator, and I know you've got to run, but final thought on where you are. I'm not going to ask you the obvious question. There's a lot of chatter about your future in politics in the state of Tennessee and the possibility of you running for governor. Can you give us a sense of where you are in your decision-making process?
Sure. We are seriously considering it. We are getting an incredible amount of support from people all across the state. We know it's going to be an exciting time for our state. We should be America's conservative leader in innovating when it comes to energy and healthcare delivery and education and regulation and benefits, all of which are coming back to the state. It's going to be a great time for our state.
Looking forward to the next conversation, Senator. Always a great one. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk again soon.
You got it. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
There's Marsha Blackburn joining us. Hey, I held her for a minute and a half late, so hopefully we, kept her off some, Fox Business show or something like that. I kid. That's a joke. Had to get in the governor's question. I mean, obviously, she's not going to make big announcements today on the Matt Murphy Show. I wish she would, but the answer was pretty crystal clear that they are well along their way in the process of deciding what her next steps are. Conventional wisdom is that should happen sometime around the 4th of July. That's what I'm hearing. That's the chatter out of D.C. and out of Camp Marsha, at least from my sources. We shall see. I'm late for the news. Ken Weaver's got the latest on the headlines, including the weather situation. There's very serious weather in our listening area, particularly in the Centerville area, and we'll update you on all of that right now on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Yes, we have a tornado warning in effect until 4:15. This is for east central Hickman County. This is about 40 miles southwest of Nashville. National Weather Service says there is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Radar indicated rotation just southwest of Centerville. It's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. And that rotation on radar is what has prompted the tornado warning for Hickman County just southwest of Nashville until 4:15. Again, this possible tornado moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Now, all of Middle Tennessee is under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. But it looks like for the Middle Tennessee region, we are really going to be under the gun from now until about 8 o'clock. Anytime between now and 8 o'clock is when we could see more severe thunderstorm activity that has the potential to create this rotation or even tornadoes. Right now, this tornado warning is from radar, the one for that is affecting Centerville. Earlier today, we had a spotter reported tornado on the ground in Jackson, about 130 miles west of Nashville. That has since been allowed to expire. But right now we're focusing on this Centerville potential tornado moving to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. That is just about 40 miles southwest of Nashville. We got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 3 minutes. Tonight's AC/DC concert has been rescheduled to tomorrow because of the inclement weather. Nissan Stadium says all previously purchased tickets will be honored for the new date tomorrow. Ticket purchasers, they say you're going to get an email with more information. And everybody knew his name.
Norman?
Gentlemen, start your taps.
And now he's passed away. George Wendt, who played the beloved barfly Norm on Cheers, dying at the age of 76. His family says he died in his sleep at home last night. Wendt's official cause of death has not been disclosed. And in our nation's capital, you've just heard from Tennessee U.S. Senator Blackburn, who says she thinks that big, beautiful bill in the House will pass tomorrow and then the U.S. Senate.
What we will do, and of course, the reconciliation bill does not have to have 60 votes. It will pass the Senate on 51 votes. That is why reconciliation is a generational opportunity for us to deliver permanent results.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, I'm not seeing any crashes on the interstates or any stalled vehicles right now on the interstates, but it is slow going. The usual brake tapping this time of day, especially if you are northbound 65 between 440 and the South Loop downtown. Eastbound 440 over to 24, and then the North Loop downtown. Pretty bumper to bumper up to that 65-24 split. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, Matt Murphy Show continues hour number 2. Thank you for being out there. 9 minutes after 4. As we continue, we broadcast from just the butt end of Music Row in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. And as we're doing so, we're watching a nasty line of storms come into the city. There are tornado warnings around. There is nastiness about. Ken Weaver's in the newsroom.
Get this, Brother Murphy.
Yeah, let's get it.
We got tennis ball size hail.
Tennis ball?
Tennis ball size hail associated with this severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued until 5 o'clock for southwestern Davidson, southeastern Dixon, northern Murray, Williamson, and northeastern Hickman counties. Yeah, they're saying tennis ball-size hail, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And what they're saying is that people and animals outdoors need to be getting indoors because hail that size can injure you.
Yeah, that can hurt you. That can do some serious damage. Tornadoes about as well. There's a tornado warning. Some of this is a little bit outside of the area, but I just want to make sure that people are aware of what we're dealing with. I believe there's a tornado warning in effect until 4:30 for southern Kentucky. That's in southwestern Lyon County, northwestern Caldwell counties. That's to the north of us. Is that tornado warning that was issued for Centerville, is that still around?
Yeah, that runs for about another 5 minutes.
Okay. So, all of this happening very quickly, and this is not the most serious of the storm system that's moving through the state. That is back behind this initial wave that's coming through. I'm looking at, Franklin and Fairview. You're about to get popped by this deal that gave a radar signature. Santa Fe in about 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Fairview at 4:17. I'm looking at Brentwood at 4:38. Antioch at 4:46 for this same system. And then by the time 5 o'clock rolls around, less than an hour from now, it will be in Murfreesboro. So these are like pop-ups in front of that line, I guess, Ken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they are. That's exactly what's going on, Brother Murphy, because that line that we're watching, that's the one that has everybody under this tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight.
Right.
Because that thing hasn't made it here yet, but this stuff popping up ahead of the line, especially there in Jackson about an hour ago, they had a tornado on the ground in Jackson about 130 miles west of Nashville. Fortunately, that has since gone away. And as you said, right now we're just watching this Centerville deal where this rotation on radar has now moved east of Centerville, but it is still a tornado warning for about the next 4 minutes.
Radar indicated, and it's important to note the distinction, right? Radar indication shows that there's circulation within the system that could produce a tornado at any moment or has. But we have not seen anything on the ground. We would think that at this point we would have gotten an indication that something was on the ground, but you never know. You have to treat them the same. That's the bottom line. You just have to treat a radar indication as a tornado on the ground. And right now, it's looking like what am I looking at? Clarksburg. I think that's a different one. Yeah, this is a different tornado that they're covering on my monitor here. Or a different system that they're covering on the monitor.
Yeah, this is a tornado warning until 5 o'clock. This will be for northeastern Henderson, Benton, and Carroll counties in West Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, that is west. Oh, I'm looking at it now. That's west of Waverly. So that's over west of Dixon. So that is, we're just going to see waves of this stuff in front of the major line. And it looks to me, if my radar indication is correct, Ken, that Memphis is getting a little bit of a reprieve. There's a break in the line just to the south of Memphis where I was over the weekend, Tunica and that Robertsonville in Mississippi. And then that Memphis, downtown Memphis, Germantown, there's no rain there. But just north of that line picks back up and it goes from Millington, Tennessee, all the way up, as you say, it's just outside of Paducah now, just to the east of Paducah. It's almost getting to Evansville, Indiana. Is that right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a major line of storms, and it is going to cut all the way across the state of Tennessee, slowly but surely throughout the course of the afternoon. So this is just getting started. I know that most of you get it. Why we do what we do. We're going to balance the news of the day with the weather situation that's going on. For some of you that are long-form listeners, meaning you listen at the beginning of the day and you listen all throughout the course of the day, we're going to repeat things. We're going to remind people of the situation that's going on in front of them because we get new listeners every single moment. And we want to make sure that people are as weather aware as they possibly can be. Secondarily, this is a huge radio station. I try to say this every time we have weather coverage, right? This is a huge radio station.
It's big.
It's 100,000 watts. So odds are at any given moment during something like this, there are people that are getting no rain whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
And they look outside and it's just fine. And they're like, well, why are they going crazy on the radio? Because some people are getting popped with tennis ball-sized hail.
Yeah, man. If anybody is listening to us and they are getting tennis ball-sized hail, I'd like to see a picture of that.
I'd like to see a photograph, and I'd like to see a telephone call.
But be careful.
Yeah,
Don't be out in it. That thing hits you in the head, it's going to hurt.
Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I mean, have you ever been out in a hailstorm just like normal size, like,
Yes.
pinky size?
Yes.
That hurts.
Yes, it stings.
Can you imagine? I can't even imagine tennis ball-sized hail.
My brother had to change a flattened golf ball-sized hail.
How'd that work out for him? Knock any sense into him?
Yeah, he said it hurt.
I bet it did. So there's that big blob of storm that is, if you're thinking about the map, thinking about Nashville, it's just to the south and just to the west. It's about to hit Franklin, the leading edge of it. Mm-hmm. It's in Fairview right now. It's in Bon Aqua. It's over that portion of 840 there before it gets back up to 40. Just south of Burns. I mean, it is red as red can be, and this system is producing a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and a radar indication of circulation that has created a tornado warning. Tornado is possible in that system. Counties affected right now, Davidson, Hickman, Murray, and Williamson, 70-mile-an-hour winds. Hail size of 2.75 inches, Ken Weaver.
That's big enough to sting.
That's a little less than tennis ball size, but good enough.
About a golf ball.
Yeah,
Bigger than a golf ball.
That's pretty big. So, this is a destructive system, regardless of whether or not a tornado is on the ground. We always ask this of you, too, during these weather events. If you see something, say something. Let us know on the Super Text line as long as you remain safe in doing so. You can also give us a call at 615-737-9986. 615-737-9986. We rely on many of you to act as field producers for us. If you're in a place of safety and you're able to, and you see something that you think needs to be reported, by all means, give us a report and let us know from a weather perspective. In the meantime, there's I should mention, for those of you just getting in your cars, you're all excited. You got your Thunderstruck T-shirt on. You're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
You're jamming. You just popped in. For those about to rock, we salute you.
Yes, sir.
And you are about to head downtown to Nissan Stadium for the big AC/DC concert. It got moved to tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I didn't make the decision. I just, I guess they didn't want 60,000 plus people inside of a football stadium during a tornado. I'm assuming that's what they did not want to happen.
Yeah.
If we had a stadium that had a roof on it, this would be an issue.
It's funny.
We ought to do something about that.
We ought to do something about that. I mean, can we get that? Can we get on that, please?
Yeah, let's get something going.
It's funny you mentioned that because as I was driving in today and I was listening to Brother Ken talk weather with Chad Benson, I thought, and he was talking about the AC/DC show. This is before they had canceled it. And he was like, man, them people are going to get wet. And they were. I mean, if they had not canceled it, there was going to be rain.
People are going to get wet.
And I thought the same thing. I thought, man, how about that new stadium with that little roof on top of it? Can we get on that, please?
Be nice.
That would be nice. Yeah. We're about to get it. Don't y'all worry. It's going to happen.
It's coming up.
It's coming. And if AC/DC is still alive and they make it back, we won't have to worry about this next time around.
That's right.
Remember when the Taylor Swift folks had to sit around for like 3 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, huddled up in the concourses.
Have you been to Nissan Stadium?
Yeah.
It was
not the best.
Stinky
Swifties.
16-year-old Swifties and Dan Mandis all huddled up together. Mandis loves her.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Brother
Get too close.
Brother Dan, he was in one of those suites, though.
Are you a listener? You listen to the show? I saw, how there's a group of people that are doing these music videos about Nashville on Instagram. And they did one about Nashville, like Broadway and everything going on down there. And it was a big hit. And I don't know if they did this recently or I just saw it, but I saw it like last night. And it was on Hendersonville.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
It was pretty funny.
It's a couple of young guys, right?
Yeah. And it's well done. But they make mention of, that everybody in Hendersonville went to high school with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
All right. Along with the fun and frivolity, there's the reality that storm system is about to move through Antioch and Nolensville and Franklin. Y'all just batten down the hatches. And once again, if you're at a place that you can stay for a while, you might want to stay there if you're in the line of this storm. Thompson Station, Franklin, Bethesda, Nolensville, Antioch, Smyrna, Murfreesboro, in that order between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. That's your basic line that system is going. So it's going to miss Nashville proper just to the south, the big system that is producing the tornado warning. And then unless something else pops up, looks like we might have a little bit of a reprieve. And then the big deal is coming, and it's around Jackson as we speak. We're here for the duration. We just talked to New Suit, and he said, hey, you guys are around. We said we're around. So Weaver, Matt Murphy, and Chris Webber will be here for you until 7 o'clock and after 7 o'clock if necessary. And let's cross our fingers and hope it's not necessary.
Yes, sir. Let's do that.
We're going to all do that collectively together. It is 4:20. We'll reset. We'll reset you on the news, get some of your calls in here in just a moment, and make sure that we've got all of the weather covered for you on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. You know, when it comes to large home repairs, you don't know what you don't know, but you ought to know who to call if something goes wrong. And that person, that company, is USS. USS stands for United Structural Systems, and they guarantee their best. They will not try to upsell you on something you do not need. They will, however, identify those things that you do need. And if you've got stair-step cracks in your masonry joints, if you've got bowing walls, if you've got doors sticking, windows sticking, these are all signs that you have a foundation issue. Do you? Well, let's get an answer. The answer might be, no, this is normal settling and everything's A-okay. But if you smell musty smells or if you've noticed a problem, you need to get USS out there because they can identify and fix problems before they become large repair problems. That's what they do at USS. USSTN.com, USSTN.com, 615-488-7855, 488-7855, or USSTN.com. Friends, the Wellness Institute of Nashville exists to help alleviate your pain. And I know this. I've talked to Dr. Kevin Mitchell, Dr. Ashley. They've assisted me in my pain management, and I know that they can do the same for you. Yes, you can have a pain-free life, enjoy the things you used to do, be happy with your life, and be happy with a pain-free environment without feeling the need to have surgery. It is possible. Now, for some people, surgery is the only option. But for the most of you, you can have non-surgical spinal decompression or other methods of pain management at the Wellness Institute of Nashville that can assist in helping you with your pain. We invite you to be a part of the 47% off in 2025 deal, 47 for 47, in celebration of our 47th president of the United States of America. They're offering non-spinal decompression at 47% off, nearly half off. Let's get to it. 615 246-5009. 246-5009, or go to painisbad.com. Painisbad.com. I'm Matt Murphy, and the Wellness Institute of Nashville has my seal of approval.
All right, severe thunderstorm warning now, still in effect until 5 o'clock for southwestern Davidson, northern Murray, Williamson, and northeastern Hickman counties. This thing is going to be over Franklin at 426, Brentwood 436, Antioch 444, Smyrna 450. Here's the deal with this thing. The National Weather Service says the main hazard is going to be baseball-size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And this is a severe thunderstorm warning, again, until 5 o'clock for Davidson, Murray, Williamson, and Hickman counties. We'll get you the very latest on the weather, and then, of course, the top news of the day coming up at 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, and obviously the top news of right now is this weather system that's moving through our area. And without attempting to be repetitive, we're going to be repetitive because we need to make sure that everyone's aware of this. In Clarksville, we're getting reports of heavy rain and even some hail within a system that is developed up there. You know, and it's hit or miss because between Nashville and Clarksville, for the most part on I-24, there's nothing going on right now. This system has developed in front of the main line. The main line's back in Murray, Kentucky. It gets down to Paris, Tennessee now. It is approaching Humboldt, Tennessee, which is just north of Jackson. Brownsville's getting popped along that line, and it's coming our way. And I know Jackson's a pretty fair clip, but is this entire system rolling, Ken? I don't want to put you on the spot, but is that entire system rolling at roughly 50 or 60 miles an hour? I think it is.
Yeah. Well, the storms in this severe thunderstorm warning that we're talking about right here, it's moving east at 40 miles per hour.
Okay.
But that possible tornado that was impacting Centerville, that thing was moving northeast at 60 miles per hour.
It was.
So I'm glad that there is no longer rotation in that.
Right.
Because that thing was moving on. And then, you were talking about this line. The line that we're looking at that has now moved into West Tennessee and is now almost to Clarksville. That thing is moving fast. I don't know how fast it's moving, but it took about an hour to get from Arkansas to Tennessee, and it was almost to Tennessee. And now this thing has cleared Memphis. It's almost to Jackson.
Right.
And it's still looking pretty angry.
Yeah. So it is. We expect that if we're moving along that clip, 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
Somewhere around in there. We will be here for you as you need us. Concerned that this supercell that is over Williamson County, 840 toward College Grove, could reorganize at any second. It is not organized into what we consider to be a tornadic situation right now, but it is still very severe. It prevents, as a preventative, I would just treat it as the dangerous situation that it is if you're in the line there. I'm looking at the radar map here. The concern is moving out of, just a lot of hail about to move into Franklin.
Yeah.
A big-time hail about to move into, around the Galleria Mall and up into Nolensville, and it'll get to Brentwood, and it's coming towards Smyrna, and it's eventually going to get to Murfreesboro and Walter Hill. You guys know how these things do.
Yeah.
But a lot of hail right now, but no rotation. That's good news because it is not expected that that we're seeing anything drop out of this system right now, except for massive amounts of rain, wind, and hail.
Yeah, right now, if you're on 65, you're going to be in heavy rain from Brentwood all the way down to 840.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are on 40, you're going to, right about Pegram and Keakston Springs on 40 west of Nashville, you're going to be in very heavy rain. And then 840 from Thompson Station on up to, almost to Highway 100, very heavy rain.
Yeah, so I don't go about telling grown people what to do with their lives, but I would say this: if you work in Nashville, Tennessee, and you're about to get off work and getting ready to go down to Franklin or to Brentwood or to Bellevue or anywhere really along a line of 65, you just maybe want to wait for a little while and let this system clear through because you will have a small break, it looks like, unless something else pops up before this mainline system gets here. There's something that's popped up over Dixon, but for the most part, it looks like you might have a little window of opportunity, but you don't want to drive in this stuff. It looks pretty nasty.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, you're right. Dixon, they're getting hammered right now.
Yeah, they got
a cell there.
They got a little cell popping up over there. So we're going to keep you up to date with all of these things. We invite you to be a part of the show by calling up 615-737-9986. Mike, I know you've been holding. George, you too. We'll get to your calls momentarily. We'll update you on the weather situation and all the other news that's going on. I was unable to get reaction from our conversation with Senator Blackburn. Perhaps we can do that in any breaks that we have in the weather situation. It is 4:30 on Super Talk.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Just had a brand new severe thunderstorm warning issued for western Montgomery County, Stewart County, and Houston County in Middle Tennessee. This is until 5:30. Severe storms located along a line extending from Turkey Bay to Paris Landing State Park to Routon, moving east at 45 miles per hour. This is going to be well to the northwest of Nashville. It is moving to the east at 45 miles per hour, and right now Montgomery County is in the line of this one. Then a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for about the next half hour. This is going to be for southern Grundy County. And then severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for Davidson County, northern Murray, Williamson, and northeastern Hickman counties until 5 o'clock. That's the one that could include baseball-size hail. That's the one that we were just talking about that is over Franklin. If you're on 65, it's going to be very heavy rain from Brentwood down to 840. This is the one that could produce baseball-size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Now, the thing with these severe thunderstorms is we are all under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. That means any severe thunderstorm that pops up in this watch area will have the potential of going tornadic, producing a tornado, and that's what we've got to keep an eye on. That is going to be from now until 10 o'clock. But the National Weather Service has kind of narrowed down the timing of this main line of thunderstorms that we're watching to the west of the warned area right now, just to the south of Nashville. They're talking about 5 to 8 o'clock tonight. Nashville, Columbia, Murfreesboro, Franklin, Wilson County, Sumner, and Robertson counties. 5 to 8 o'clock looks like is the timeline for this main line of thunderstorms that we're watching out to the west of us moving this way. After 8 o'clock, it looks like it's going to be West Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee's problem. That's what we're keeping an eye
Ken
on
Weaver,
for you right now.
Not to interrupt you, but
Yes,
did you pick up this new warning out of Lewis and Lawrence County?
No, I did not.
Brand new, right at 4:30, tornado warning, southeastern Lewis County, northeastern Lawrence, and southern Murray County. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. Tornado has been radar indicated, and that is near Summertown, 12 miles north of Lawrenceburg, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. So we'll keep you up to date on that one, too.
Yes, sir, we will. And that's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, again, I'm not seeing any crashes on the interstates. You just might be in some very heavy rain right now, the possibility of some significant hail. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, you just got the usual brake tapping going. Northbound 65 between 440 and the South Loop downtown. Eastbound 440 over to 24. Then westbound 40 there between 24 and the downtown loop. And then the North Loop eastbound loop and east and westbound south loop, all pretty backed up just due to volume at this time of day. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hello, folks. It's Matt Murphy for the Sleep Apnea and TMJ Solutions Center with Dr. Brian McLaughlin taking over for Dr. Stephen Poss. Dr. Stephen Poss will eventually retire at some point over the summertime. Dr. Poss created the Sleep Apnea and TMJ Solutions Center, and Dr. Brian McLaughlin is just, he has taken over, and he is doing great work furthering the efforts of Dr. Poss. What does that mean? Well, getting you the help that you need to sleep better, to not stop breathing throughout the course of the night, to eliminate snoring, to eliminate your sleep apnea. I've told you my story, and I can't guarantee you the same results, but Dr. McLaughlin's going to do his best because I had moderate to serious sleep apnea prior to my FDA-approved oral device. Now it is as if when I wear my device, I do not have sleep apnea, according to the test results. That means I'm sleeping throughout the course of the night. I'm not. My breathing is not stopping. I'm getting a more restful night's sleep. Go to TennesseeSleep.com for more information. That's TennesseeSleep.com. It's Dr. McLaughlin and the Sleep Apnea and TMJ Solutions Center. All right, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We'll get to a few of your calls, many of you holding on for non-weather-related issues, and we thank you for that. There are things to talk about that are not weather-related. However, we are focusing our attention on some of the weather situation that's going on. Radar-indicated tornado warning that's happening just south of the city right now. Let me get back to that here so I can update it. It is... National Weather Service issued the warning at about, 2 minutes ago.
That's the one for Murray County?
Yeah, that's the one for Murray County. 437, severe thunderstorm warning, capable of producing a tornado, was located near Mount Pleasant, or about 13 miles southwest of Columbia, moving northeast at 45. Radar indicated rotation. No word on whether or not we're seeing anything on the ground. And that no word means good things, right, at that point, because no word means, well, nobody's seen anything. But one could drop at any point. Dangerous situation, especially to those caught outside without shelter. You need to take cover. It's a radar indication, but once again, could drop a tornado at any point. Mount Pleasant and Columbia are the two locations that we're looking at that might be impacted by that storm right now. There is a destructive severe thunderstorm in Williamson County. A possible tornado coming out of that, 60-mile-an-hour winds, almost 3-inch size hail. And that's a situation that we're monitoring as well. That's part of the same overall system that has produced the Murray County tornado warning. So that's where we are at the present moment. Ken Weaver, jump in here if you need to update us on anything right now.
Yeah? Just one more. Stewart County is under a tornado. Stewart County is just west of Clarksville. They're under a tornado warning, let's see, until 5 o'clock.
Okay.
We've got to, and it's radar indicated as well.
All right, there you go. That's where we are at 4:40 in the afternoon on this Tuesday edition of the Matt Murphy Show. And Ken will update us at any moment if we need to get back to weather. Right now, George is in Mount Juliet. He's been holding for a while. George, thank you for your call.
Thank you for taking my call. I'm kind of upset about this budget because they're doing the same thing that Trump did in his first term. The first 2 years he was in office, he had the capability of balancing the budget, and he did do tax cuts, but that's not what conservatism is about. It's about balancing the budget, and they're talking about raising our debt by $2 trillion, and I don't really want to hear anything about Doge and all the waste and fraud that they found if they're not going to go to if they're not going to balance the budget. What difference does it make?
It doesn't. I mean, Doge.
Do you agree?
Doge is a system by which we may identify waste, fraud, and abuse and overspending within the government. But Doge cannot make the cuts. The Congress, when they do the budget, they have to make the cuts. Doge is there to identify.
I understand that, but why waste your time looking for abuse and fraud if you're not going to even make an attempt to balance the budget?
Well,
I mean, that's like me, buying a shotgun and sitting outside my house looking for trespassers, but I'm spending money like I'm going out like I'm a drunk sailor, and it just don't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, I can offer you
that. If they really wanted to control of the government, the Republican Party, they would get serious about this. If they balanced the budget just one time, then they would have a leg to stand on, and people would vote them back into office in the next election.
Well, we would.
Well, yeah.
But California,
most people would.
California. Well, George, I'm going to tell you some hard realities of life. California Republicans aren't the same as Tennessee Republicans. The New York Republicans are the ones that are holding up the budget deal right now. And the New York Republicans aren't the same as the Tennessee Republicans or Alabama Republicans, right? But the reason why, and here's the answer to your question, and I still have hope that they can get it done, but the reason why Doge is important and the reason why it might help get this across the finish line is, at very least, it is bringing to top of mind the amount of overspending that's going on such wasteful, needless, nonsensical, ridiculous programs. And bringing it top of mind is putting pressure on the people of the United States of America, or not pressure, but it's drawing awareness for the people of the United States of America in a way where hopefully they put pressure on their representatives. That's what we have to have happen. The people in Congress have to believe that if they don't cut spending, we're going to boot their asses out of office. They have to believe that. And if they don't believe it, they're not going to cut it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, George?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm right there with you, but that's what I'm saying. it doesn't appear that anybody in Washington wants to cut spending at all, because they're talking about in the next, 5 years, it's talking about over $5 trillion, or 2 years, it's $5 trillion.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much we overspent in 2024? I mean, it's not a trap question. I'll tell you the answer. You ready?
You mean the deficit?
How much we overspent? How much our deficit was in 2024? Budget deficit.
I'd say probably $1.5 trillion, $2 trillion.
You're right on it. It's $2 trillion. $2 trillion.
Yeah.
So I would say that I'm with you, George.
Well, we should be able to at least cut that in half.
Well,
if we're going to do anything, if we're not going to balance the budget,
we should.
Let's at least say, hey, we're only going to go $1 trillion.
I'm on the same page, brother. I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. And if we can't do it now, I'm going to stop talking about it because there's no reason to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, good. I'm glad because I'm be honest with you, I'm tired of hearing about it.
I am too. I'm tired of talking about it.
I see all this waste and abuse that they're pointing at, and I'm something like, but you still really go out and I know it's not exactly the same thing, but in a way it is. If they go out and they say, oh, we're going to spend $1 trillion on defense, but they really only needed to spend $500 billion if they didn't waste it. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
I guess I'm gonna get in a house.
You better get out of that, George. It's coming toward Mount Juliet. Look, I feel you, and I'm right there with you. I am not dismissing it, and I wish we could have a slightly lengthier conversation, but I'm balancing conversation about the frustrations in Washington, D.C. with conversations about the weather situation, which is getting rather frustrating for a lot of the listening audience. 8018 writes in and says, we got marble-sized hail in Mount Pleasant right now. Keep us updated because Mount Pleasant's getting popped right now, and that is right in the area of where there was an expected radar indication of a tornado possible. So we certainly want to keep you up to date with what's going on there. 4209 says big ass hail. That's hail, but
yes, sir.
Big ass. I you know what? I like a texter that has hail autocorrect to hell. Tells me something that I like about that person. Yeah, I'm my kind of guy or gal. Big ass hail on I-65 Goose Creek, size of a quarter.
That'll sting.
That'll hurt you. That's not. And 4157 said about 3 minutes ago, baseball size hail in Thompson Station. That is a listener report. Ooh. Baseball, and this listener sent me some photographs from the Workout Anytime. I don't know where that is. But the workout, if you're at Workout Anytime, might want to do you some extra reps on that dumbbell because you ain't going anywhere anytime soon because that looks nasty.
Yeah, it's real red over Thompson Station right now on the radar I'm looking at. Franklin getting hammered. Brentwood's getting hammered. Nolansville, it's almost going to be hammer level for you. Well, now it is. It just came up. If you're on 24, that heavy rain is starting now from about Briley Parkway all the way down to Laverne. 65, it's all the way from downtown to 840. Right now, you're pretty clear on 40 if you're heading out of town all the way over to Dixon.
Yeah, it is. 4157 said it is in Spring Hill and it is coming down. Franklin, I'm looking at. We're getting some listener hail photos.
Yes, sir.
And I'm looking at bigger than quarter-sized hail from listener 1093, who has sent some of these photos in. I mean, it is filling up. It is almost palm-sized. What I'm looking at in one of our listeners' hands there. So that is, as they say, big-ass hail.
That'll put a knot on your head.
It will. You're funny. One of the listeners wanted to know if is it big-ass hail or big-ass hail? I don't know where the hyphen is. I think the hyphen's on the front end, y'all. Just at least we can keep our sense of humor while I got nasty weather moving through. I'm looking at one on the monitor here, Stewart County, radar indicated tornado warning in where's Stewart County?
That's just west of Montgomery County. That's right there next to Montgomery County, west of it.
Oh, yeah, I see it right up north on the Tennessee-Kentucky state line. All right, so that's just outside of our official quote-unquote listening area, but just want to make you aware this is coming. It's coming our way, and we're going to have to deal with it all afternoon long. And we'll continue to update you on everything you need to know. The tracker on this storm system, where is that? Oh, yeah, that's the one that's coming toward Clanton. This is another system involved in that overall
A big line?
Well, this isn't a big line. This is what's coming in front of it. I think.
Yeah, this is the one that was down in the Franklin area, south of that.
Yeah, south of Franklin, coming to Columbia at about 4:58. So in about 10 minutes or so, it'll be in Columbia. It's tracking to the northeast. It's in Bigbyville right now, if you're familiar with Bigbyville, and they're concerned about it because our meteorological team sees rotation in the thing. And, I would be lying to you if I told you that I understood all of that. But I understand when there's rotation, there's a possibility of a tornado popping out of that. And, man, some of the images out of Murray County just look violent. Violent. All right, so let's assess where you are on the Super Text line. If you have any information, Super Text us. We'll get back to your calls momentarily. Ken Weaver's on top of it in the newsroom. Matt Murphy in studio. Chris Webber right between us. Your field producers, 615-737-9986. We'll get through this weather system together this afternoon on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy here for Alpha and Omega Computer Consultants. Alpha and Omega is not new to the managed services industry. They have been around serving Middle Tennessee, small, medium, and large-sized businesses with incredible and exceptional IT service and cybersecurity since 1998, and I'm proud to be able to tell you all about them. Their services include 24/7 protection from evolving threats, compliance for all industries, business continuity, fast local help desk support. 70% of cyber attacks target small to medium-sized businesses. If you don't think you can be attacked, you need to call Alpha and Omega and talk to one of their incredible consultants. Because if you call, they can tell you some of the issues that they've seen over the past several years that potentially could come after you. If you're a business owner, 14 successful ransomware attacks happen every day. Think about that. 14 successful ransomware attacks. Call Alpha and Omega to avoid being one of the 14. If you're renewing your annual IT contract, don't settle for the same old support. Alpha and Omega delivers fewer problems, faster response, and service that actually works. Call now for a free quote. Friends, if you're a business owner, you owe it to yourself to have a conversation with our buddies at Alpha and Omega. 615-784-0096. 784-0096, or go to AandO.net. That's the letter A and the letter O.net.
All right, got a brand new tornado warning just now issued for southeastern Murray County and southeastern Williamson County. This is going to be until 5:30. Right now, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is near Columbia. It's moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. The hazard here is, of course, a possible tornado, then half-dollar size hail. This is radar-indicated rotation, prompting this tornado warning for southeastern Williamson County and southeastern Murray County, also northeastern Marshall County until 5:30. In addition to that, we've still got the tornado warning set to expire here at 5 o'clock. I think that's already expired since we have this new tornado warning there for Murray and Williamson County. And then in addition to the tornado warnings, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect as well right now. Murfreesboro, that includes Williamson, Rutherford, Southern Wilson, and counties. That severe thunderstorm warning, let's see here, that is going to be... not that one. I don't want that. That's going to be until 5:45. This is a severe thunderstorm that is moving east at 45 miles per hour. It was about 10 minutes ago near Nolensville and Franklin, southeast of Franklin. It's moving east of 45 miles per hour. This is the one that could pack baseball-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
Yeah, we're getting reports right now out of Columbia of ping-pong-sized hail. Golf ball-sized hail. If we have any listeners down there that have battened down the hatches, you want to call us and let us know what's going on. There's an area of, if you imagine your radar, green means rain, yellow means heavy, heavy rain, red means bad stuff, pink means even worse stuff, and now I've got black just south of Columbia. Right in the center of that, that indicates that the rotation is going back and forth to the point that you have your tornado warning, regardless of whether something's coming out of the sky or not.
Yeah.
That is bad news down there in Columbia, and we're thinking of you guys, and let us know if you see anything down there to report. In the meantime, I've got a number of reports coming in from loyal listeners who are writing us. I've got this is Mount Pleasant, huge hail. Going down in Mount Pleasant about 5 minutes ago. Joe writes in, horizontal rain, 24 Laverne exit. 5163 says golf ball size hail in College Grove right now. 9756 marble sized hail outside of Nolensville right now. So it is a nasty system that is moving forward in advance of what is to be a nasty night weather-wise in Middle Tennessee. We're going to keep you updated with all of it. Obviously, Ken Weaver resetting and updating at the top of the hour, and we will do the same in the studio of Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It's the Matt Murphy Show. Here's Ken Weaver with an updated weather and newscast on Super Talk.
5 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, and we have a brand new tornado warning. This is for southeastern Murray County, southeastern Williamson County, northeastern Marshall County until 5:30. At 4:55, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Columbia. It was moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. The hazard in this is radar-indicated rotation, which could indicate a tornado, but also half-dollar size hail. Locations of interest here, 65, just east of Columbia, Chapel Hill, Spring Hill, and Mount Pleasant. You are in the path of this thunderstorm that has rotation, according to radar, and has prompted the tornado warning. This latest tornado warning, this is going to be south of Nashville, and it is moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Now, in addition to the tornado warning, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 5:45 for southeastern Davidson County, Rutherford County, Williamson County, Wilson County, and Cannon counties. And what is significant about this is even though this is just a severe thunderstorm warning, it is in the tornado watch area. In fact, all of Middle Tennessee under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. So that means any severe thunderstorm that pops up here in the watch area has the potential of prompting a tornado warning, either radar indicated or spotter indicated. We've only had one spotter indicated tornado since these storms started popping this afternoon. That was a couple of hours ago over Jackson, Tennessee, about 130 miles west of us. Speaking of west of Nashville, we are still seeing that very heavy line of showers and thunderstorms that is behind the warned areas that I just mentioned. So that is the reason we're under this tornado watch until 10 o'clock. National Weather Service wants to see this thing get out of the area before they lift that watch. Now, as a result of the weather, tonight's AC/DC concert has been rescheduled to tomorrow due to inclement weather. Nissan Stadium says all previously purchased tickets will be honored for the new date tomorrow. Ticket purchasers, you are supposed to get an email with verification and more information on that. And everybody knew his name. Now he's passed away. George Wendt, who played the beloved barfly Norm on Cheers, dying last night at the age of 76. His family says it happened in his sleep at home. Wendt's official cause of death has not been disclosed. And right now in our nation's capital, The Hill is reporting that the U.S. Senate has unanimously approved a bill that eliminates tax on tips. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, drivers, obviously the weather is a concern right now, and I'm looking at 24 right now from Bell Road all the way down to Murfreesboro. You are in some very heavy rain. If you're 840 east or westbound, looks like Spring Hill, Franklin, all the way to just west of Murfreesboro, 840's under some very heavy rain. 40 heading out of town west of Nashville. You're looking good all the way until you get to Dixon. Then you start hitting some heavy rain. Then 40 east of town. It looks like Mount Juliet starting to get some very heavy rain there on I-40. As far as crashes go, we've got one in Kingston Springs reported by the Highway Patrol. Going to be 40 eastbound right before exit 188. And then police reporting a crash 440 westbound just past Murphy Road here in Nashville. Wilson County, Mount Juliet, you got a stalled vehicle off on the left shoulder 40 eastbound at Mount Juliet Road. Pleasant View, Cheatham County, police reporting a crash 24 eastbound. It's going to be between exit 24 and exit 31. In Murfreesboro, Shelbyville, Rutherford County, got a crash 24 eastbound at Church Street. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is 8 minutes after 5 o'clock. Matt Murphy in studio in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Ken Weaver is in our newsroom, which should be renamed the Weather Center for our purposes here today, because we've got a lot of weather conversation going on. Between us, Chris Weber, he's screening your telephone calls, making sure that all the information gets out to your speakers as well as we possibly can get it there, because we've got a lot of information going on. If you're just coming to your radio, if you're just getting in your automobile, if you're just getting around to finding out what's going on in the news, or perhaps just getting off work, a lot of weather causing disruption in and around Middle Tennessee, to include tornado warnings. And we've been following them for you all afternoon. Now, these tornado warnings, this system, it's not really a line anymore. It's just become a big blob.
Yeah, just a big old blob.
And there are pockets of non-activity, but for the most part, there seemed to be like this advance system. And then there was that line, but that line has, like you say, Ken, I mean, it's just become it's filled up. And it's become over, all of Middle Tennessee, from Jackson to Nashville, is experiencing some form of nasty weather. While some of you might not be experiencing that right now, you will. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of it. A tornado warning is in effect right now until 5:30 this afternoon for northeastern Marshall County, southeastern Murray County, and southeastern Williamson County. As Ken Weaver's been telling you, and I'm going to repeat it, at about 4:55, some 11, 12 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm which was capable of producing a tornado located near Columbia, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. Areas of impact include Columbia, Chapel Hill, Spring Hill, Mount Pleasant. Flying debris possible. Need to take cover. Hail coming out of this system, and a possible tornado at any moment. That is a tornado warning, which is radar indicated. There's also a tornado warning, radar indicated, until about 5:15 for south central Lauderdale County and central, is it Colbert? Are we pronouncing the T on Colbert?
I would.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Colbert and not Colbert. Colbert County. And obviously that's a little outside of the main line listening area, but it is of note. There are severe thunderstorms coming out of this system as well. Tornadoes at all times possible of dropping out of this system. Davidson County, Rutherford County, Williamson County, Wilson County, currently in the grips of a severe thunderstorm warning, meaning that it's happening right now over you, and it could become a tornado warning at any moment. What do you got in there?
That's the one, Brother Murphy. This severe thunderstorm warning for the counties you just mentioned, Williamson, Wilson, Cannon, and Rutherford and Davidson, that's the one with the possible baseball-size hail.
Okay.
So this is a destructive storm specifically for Williamson and Rutherford counties, according to the National Weather Service. This thing moving east at 45 miles per hour.
Right now in downtown Nashville, there's a little pocket of no activity as we speak.
Right.
But there's more coming. Clarksville just got popped, and they're about to get popped again. Jackson is just on the back end of it as this overall system, but back in West Tennessee, Memphis is in the clear. Other portions of Western Tennessee are in the clear, but that system that just hit all of those areas is coming our way, and it's coming pretty speedy, 45, 50 miles an hour. So we're expecting all of this throughout the course of the afternoon, into the course of the evening, and we'll just keep you up to date as best we can. A lot of you offering what you're seeing online, 615-737-9986. If you want to offer us a super text, we'd love to hear from you. As we have been mentioning all afternoon, if you are getting in your cars, getting ready for the AC/DC concert, I'm sad to report to you it has been canceled.
It's been thunderstruck.
It has been thunderstruck. Sadly, it has been canceled due to the possibility of being thunderstruck.
Well, hell's bells.
It's a dirty deed done dirt cheap.
For those
let there be rock.
For those about to storm, we salute you.
One encouraging thing I'm seeing here, boys, is in this line that we were talking about earlier, there are severe thunderstorm warnings in that line. That's back west of where we are. I'm not seeing any tornado warnings in it. It's just severe thunderstorms. So that is an encouraging sign that maybe the atmosphere is calming down a little bit.
That's good. No, that's very good. Because the last thing we need is the TNT of a tornado warning. I mean, I'll keep going.
Oi.
I don't mind. That's good. That's good. Wow. This show is
okay. We got a new one
on the highway to hell. Anyway, yes, give it to me.
All right, Channel 4 and Channel 5 now reporting tornado warnings issued for Robertson County, Montgomery counties. Robertson and Montgomery counties. Why is that not popping up on my screen?
I've got it. I just got it.
National Weather Service. Yes, go ahead.
Northern Montgomery County and northwestern Robertson County until 5:45. This happening just 2 minutes ago at 5:11. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Fort Campbell, moving east at 45. Tornado quarter-size hail, possible tornado quarter-size hail. It is radar indicated. Clarksville, Woodlawn, Adams, Cedar Hill, and Guthrie. You're in the path of this storm, and it's going to be on you very quickly. Once again, 45 miles an hour moving east, and right now located near Fort Campbell.
Yeah, and again, just a reminder, everybody, all of Middle Tennessee is under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. So even though I talked about this line back west of Clarksville, and the counties that we have been talking about is only showing severe thunderstorm warnings. At any time, any of these severe thunderstorms could start rotating, and then they're gonna issue the tornado warning. And let's just hope it just stays radar indicated and not spotter indicated with a tornado on the ground, because we've had one of those already this afternoon, which was in Jackson, about 130 miles west of Nashville, around 3 to 3:30 today, where they actually, a spotter saw a tornado on the ground over Jackson. And I haven't heard any reports of any damage coming out of Jackson yet. So, but anyway, back to the task at hand. Like you just mentioned, this brand new tornado warning, Brother Murphy, for northern Montgomery County and Robertson County until 5:45.
We depend on you in a lot of these situations to help us get eyeballs on the scene, to tell us what you're seeing. You can do so by dialing 615-737-9986. 737-9986. You can call us as well if you're in a safe place and you want to relate what you're seeing on the phone lines. Same number, 615-737-9986.
And if you're on the road and you're on 24 headed toward Clarksville, I can tell you that there's a pretty good stretch there. Once you get past Pleasant View, if you're going westbound, you're going to hit some very, very heavy rain before you get into Clarksville.
And just know that by the time most of us are getting ready for bed tonight, all of this is going to be over.
Yeah.
We're going to have this through Middle Tennessee, and, we'll come to some form of resolution on it. So we're here to keep you up to date as to what is going on right now. But that's the overall picture. This system is going to move through. It's going to clean out. 1513 notes. And I accept it that a lot of listeners are on digital services which range way beyond the state, Matt. Well, that is true, and I appreciate that, and appreciate that for those of you that are listening in various parts of the country, you might be experiencing bright skies and sunshine. Our main obligation, I appreciate the fact that there are people that listen digitally. I appreciate the fact that there are people that listen online, that watch on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Our main obligation is to the listening audience on the radio and in our listening area. And obviously, when a system like this comes through, we're going to shift our focus of attention away from the politics of the day, away from all of that stuff going on, and focus solely on the safety of the listening audience in our immediate area. So I do appreciate the sentiment, and I understand it. At the same time, we have to, we just have to lean on those that need this information right now. And our loyal listeners on the Super Text line are not disappointing with the AC/DC puns.
Oh, I bet.
And I appreciate that. Jason does say tomorrow will be a better day for AC/DC. Almost no chance of rain.
Yeah,
is that true? Is Jason being a smart butt?
No, he's right. The next 3 days are supposed to be Chamber of Commerce weather, as they say.
Well, hail spells.
It's going to shake you all night long.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying. I'm sitting here trying to do a who made who, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't. It was just right out of my reach. I felt like there was somewhere. It was somewhere in there. Tell those listeners that guys like me appreciate y'all covering the weather and to stuff it. Well, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. 4888 says, "Wait a minute. This is going to be over before I go to bed. I thought it was going to shake us all night long."
You might have to find somebody else shake you all night long.
Well, I hope 4888 has that person in their life. Steve said heavy rain along 840 all the way from 24 to Highway 109.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on 840.
Yeah.
And now 8379, where's Sandy Hook? Where's that? Let me find out where Sandy Hook is.
New Jersey?
Well, I know that. That Connecticut, by the way. I thought,
was it?
Yeah, I thought it was Connecticut.
Yeah, I think.
But our listener says that there was a tornado on the ground around Sandy Hook.
Okay.
No major damage, however. Larry, yes, Ken.
That's going to be Mount Pleasant.
Okay, there you go. So maybe we're just getting some eyeballs onto that in the aftermath of all of that. If you're driving around torrential rains, please use four-way flashers. Drive in the right lane only. You annoy those of us who wait. If you're driving in torrential rain and insist on using your four-way flashers, please drive in the right lane only. You annoy those of us who drive for a living. Sally, duly noted. I would suggest that if a rain system is moving, if it's coming down hard enough that people need to use feel the need to use their flashers, I would kind of err on the side of caution there. People using their flashers, I don't know why that's any skin off your nose, but
I would rather have them have their flashers on than no lights on.
Yeah, yes, I would prefer you to have flashers on than me not be able to see you.
Yeah.
And I think we err on the side of me being able to see you. And please turn your lights on. Please just turn your lights on when it's raining.
Yeah, sometimes it's impossible to see in front of you with all the spray. So you got to have the lights on, man.
Sally, I get you. But you got to err on the side of caution. 1967 says driving with flashers on is illegal.
Is it?
I don't think so. I don't think we're arresting people for doing that.
I see lots of people doing it in weather like this.
I am all if you cannot see very well, if you feel like flashers will assist individuals in a torrential downpour to see you better, who's arguing against that?
Yeah, I say do it.
And 1967, I would love to hear where you found that driving with flashers is illegal. Gene says, sorry, Tennessee vehicles don't come with lights or blinkers. No, they do, and we need to use them in these nasty weather events. Sally's making it sound like it's a highway to hell. Tell her to chill out and relax. The storm will pass. Hail big as big balls. Did I miss the big balls song? I've gotten a couple of big balls.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think I missed that one. A little bit. I like ACDC, but I'm not the.
I'm not a super fan.
I'm not the deep cut guy with ACDC.
It sounds like Sally might be a ball breaker.
Oh, that's
nice.
what we're talking about.
I love you, Sally. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Keith says they're actually called hazard warning lights. Pouring rain is a hazard. I get this debate that is now broken out on the super text line regarding when or if you should use your hazard lights. The rule, I admit that sometimes I'm driving down the highway and people have their emergency flashers on, and I'm like, what the hell do you have your emergency flashers on for? There doesn't seem to be a need for that. But if the person driving the vehicle feels like they in some way need me to understand that they are either going through an emergency or they want to be seen clearly, I don't understand why it's any skin off your nose that they're doing that.
Well, and the lights are easier to see than the middle fingers.
Well, there's no question about that. No question. All right, we'll reset here in just a moment and give you where the tornado warnings are right now. There's one in Christian and Todd counties. That is up north toward the.
That's Kentucky.
That's in the Kentucky area. That's just north of Guthrie. So we'll monitor that situation. There's another one in the Murray County area. We'll monitor that as well and get your updates coming up in just a moment. It's 23 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Obviously, summertime is a volatile time when it comes to weather, but it's also the hardest season on your cooling system. And, it stands to reason, right? Your AC's working harder to keep your air conditioned to the temperature that you want it inside of your home. And if anything is going to break down or go wrong, it will likely happen during the summer. That's where Efficient Heating and Cooling comes in. With Efficient Heating and Cooling and Jeff Eddy's team, you will get their maintenance guarantee. Summer maintenance, very important. And when you schedule summer maintenance, you'll never pay over $125 with Jeff Eddy and Efficient Heating and Cooling. That's their cap. Oftentimes you pay less than that. And if they have to come back for a repair during this summer for the same AC system, your service fee is waived after you do the maintenance. This is your Efficient Heating and Cooling maintenance guarantee. How about that? 615-784-4424, 784-4424, or online at efficienthvac.net. Once again, efficienthvac.net.
All right, we got a brand new tornado warning. This is until 6 o'clock. It's going to be for southern Rutherford County, northern Bedford County, northeastern Marshall County until 6. Locations that are in the path: Rover, Christiana, Deason, Bell Buckle, Unionville, Chapel Hill, Fosterville, Rockville, Ward Trace, and Murfreesboro. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 9 miles north of Lewisburg. It's moving east at 50 miles per hour. This is radar-indicated tornado warning for northeastern Marshall, southeastern Rutherford, and northern Bedford counties until 6 o'clock. And we'll get you more details here coming up.
Thank you, Ken Weaver. 28 after the hour. We're also looking at a system over Chapel Hill right now. I think that's just to the south of the system that Ken was just describing. I think that's correct. So there's really two parts of the same system that we're looking at right now and concerned about, and it's all coming our way. And it is on the way, friends.
Got a brand new tornado warning.
Talk to me.
This is Montgomery County and Robertson County until 6 o'clock now.
All right. That's up Clarksville way.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're on top of that. Real quick, I have no interest in having a long-form discussion about this, nor to belabor the point. But the super texter was correct that in a technical fashion, code 55-9-402 says that in Tennessee that it is illegal to drive while your hazard lights are on. It's generally not permitted while the vehicle is in motion because it is said to distract other drivers, that driving with hazard lights on in non-emergency-based situations such as inclement weather is prohibited because hazard lights can obscure turn signals or brake lights, confuse other drivers, and falsely indicate that a vehicle is stopped or moving significantly slower than traffic. There are exceptions to this to include attempting to alert a police officer to the presence of danger inside or outside of your vehicle, or to alert other drivers to significant danger. Here's the deal. I just told you what the law says, and I just wanted to clean the air. At the same time, I also understand exactly why people do it, and I don't have a problem with it, and I don't think any police officer in the state of Tennessee is going to have a problem with it either. If you feel it necessary to turn on your flashers to alert other drivers to your presence on the road and you're going significantly slower than the posted speed limit, I say have at it. Now, I just wanted to correct that because a lot of you were hitting me up on it. So,
and be in the right lane, too, if you're going to do that.
Yeah. Get over it. Don't
be in the left lane.
And don't tool down the road at 75 miles an hour with your flashers on either. I mean, if you
that'll get you pulled over.
Well, hopefully.
Maybe not get on the interstate if you got to have your hazard lights on.
Or if you're that concerned about your safety or the safety of others, maybe park it for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Get over to a safe area, off the roadway, off the lane of travel, and keep those blinkers, keep those flashers on. At that point, you can be not in motion, have your flashers on. That's what your flashers are for.
Now, that's important.
Absolutely.
If you're not moving and you're off the side of the road.
To alert individuals of your presence. Okay, it's officially news time, which has become weather time because of all of the weather situation that's moving through. And I know Ken Weaver's going to update you on a lot of this, and we'll continue the discussion coming up in just a moment. And 5811 says, so Matt Murphy is telling us to break the law. Yeah, that's exactly what I told you to do, 5811. And when the cops pull you over and tell you that you're breaking the law, all of you, all you have to do is say, Matt Murphy told me to do it. And they'll say, oh, well, very well then. Carry on. By all means, be on your way. If Matt told you to do it, then it must be right. Because
good citizen.
Matt's always right, good citizen. There you go. It's 30. Now Ken can't say on the dot because of y'all. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Let's run down these tornado warnings. We've got a tornado warning north of Nashville. We got a tornado warning south of Nashville. The one north of Nashville just issued for northeastern Montgomery County and northern Robertson County. This is until 6 o'clock. Just about 4 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was 5 miles southeast of Clarksville, moving east at 50 miles per hour. This is a radar-indicated tornado warning. Locations impacted include Orlinda, Adams, Cedar Hill, Cross Plains, Springfield, and Clarksville. Now to the tornado warning south of Nashville. We got a tornado warning in effect until 6 o'clock for southern Rutherford County, northern Bedford County, and northeastern Marshall County. Around 5:25, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was 9 miles north of Lewisburg. It was moving east at 50 miles per hour. This is a radar-indicated tornado warning, meaning that the radar is showing some rotation in the air. Some of the locations impacted for this tornado warning south of Nashville includes Rover, Christiana, Deason, Bell Buckle, Unionville, Chapel Hill, Fosterville, Rockville, Ward Trace, and Murfreesboro. In addition to the tornado warnings, we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings back to the west of Nashville. They are moving this way. And what's significant about that is we're under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight, everybody in Middle Tennessee. So any severe thunderstorm that pops up has the potential to go tornadic. And in fact, that's what we're seeing with most of the vast majority of these tornado warnings. They are radar indicated, meaning there's rotation in the clouds that radar is picking up. So they're issuing those tornado warnings. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, drivers, I'm checking out the situation on 24 right now. Basically, from Smyrna all the way down to Murfreesboro, you're in some very heavy rain. North of Nashville, 24 at Pleasant View, very heavy rain there. And then at Clarksville, very heavy rain there. 65 right now. You've just got some light rain. In fact, you don't have any rain from about Franklin all the way down to 840 right now before you start seeing some more rain. No, that's way down there. So Franklin down to 840, clear of any rain. 40 west of Nashville, you are in some pretty heavy rain once you get to just this side of Dixon, and then that carries on well past Dixon all the way over to Jackson. And then 40 looks like very heavy rain once you get to Lebanon, and then 840 from Murfreesboro halfway up to I-40 in very heavy rain. Now, we have a lot of crashes to tell you about. Right now, the left two lanes are blocked on 40 eastbound before Briley Parkway. We got a stalled vehicle blocking the right shoulder, 40 eastbound before Kingston Springs, Ashland City, Highway 249, exit 188. A crash blocking the right lane 65 northbound before the Hogan Road overpass in Creve Hall. Then in Williamson County, got a crash blocking the right lane 65 southbound at 840. And in Murfreesboro, debris in the right lane. This is storm debris in the roadway, according to TDOT, 24 eastbound right there at I-840. Pleasant View, Cheatham County, police reporting a crash 24 eastbound between Springfield, Ashland City, Highway 49, exit 24, and New Hope Road, Highway 249, exit 31. And again, back to Rutherford County Highway Patrol reporting a crash 24 eastbound at Church Street. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
And I hope she's wrong. I hope this doesn't go until 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, man.
Man.
I'm getting my soft clothes.
No doubt about that. But we'll be here till it's over, I'll tell you that. And I'll tell you who's here for all of your pest needs, and that is U.S. Pest. If you've seen the billboards, U.S. Pest has them all over. I love this about J.K. and Erica Brister because they love their country. I call them the Eagle. quite often because that's what he is. JK is like an eagle of a guy. They love the United States of America so much that on every billboard that you see, you'll see the American flag on some form of fashion on that billboard. Most often, it's in the form of the actual American flag flying above it. Why? Because they believe in this country, and they believe in a country free of little communist bugs and pests. That's what they are. These stink bugs, spiders, brown recluses and otherwise, ticks, fire ants, ladybugs. They all, roaches. Did I mention roaches? Fleas, ticks. They all want what you have. They want your food. They want your stuff. They want your AC. And we say, no, ma'am, no, sir. You're not going to get it. Not with U.S. Pest in charge. The purpose of pest control is very simple, to keep those bugs and these nasties out of your home, off of your property, and they do it well. Go to uspest.com. That's uspest.com for a free inspection, or call 590-1260, 590-1260. They love America, and they hate bugs. U.S. Pest. May I introduce you to Briella? Briella was ready to take an abortion pill and end her pregnancy, but the abortion pill never came, and she decided to go to a pregnancy clinic. She thankfully, by God's grace, went to a preborn clinic, and she received a free ultrasound provided at no charge to her by preborn. Her eternal moment happened at that time. Not only did she have to see her baby, or did she see her baby, she had a moment where she actually saw the baby move. When she realized that this was the baby boy that she had been praying for all along, it was overwhelming, and she made the decision right there, made the right choice to have the child. These eternal moments happen because of the wonderful organization that is Preborn, and Preborn occurs because of the wonderful support from you. $28 can provide an ultrasound so that some woman somewhere can have their eternal moment and become a mother. Visit preborn.com/Murphy. That's preborn.com/Murphy. Or dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250 and say baby. It's Preborn. What a wonderful organization striving for more of those eternal moments. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Frank says it's time for Spotify. I don't know what that means, Frank, but if we lose you, sorry that we're losing you. Our obligation is to make sure that people are aware of what's going on around them from a weather perspective. Hope to talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Frank, I do thank you for all of that. Where was this? I told... Oh, here it is. 5309. See, we can talk about very serious stuff and still have a good time doing it. Ken Weaver?
Yes, sir.
5309 says, listen to Ken sounding all snooty with his tornadic word. Don't act like you went to college.
Well, I did for about 3 weeks.
I went to school and proudly graduated with a 2.12 GPA. And for those of you out there thinking, I didn't think you could graduate with a 2.12 GPA, I'm proud to note that, yes, you can. And I wouldn't tell you what my GPA was if it weren't true. because it was pretty low. So there you go.
They just wanted to get rid of Matt Murphy. Like, let's get this guy out of here.
Troublemaker.
I could tell you a story about my English minor that I and volleyball. Did I tell you about the volleyball story? I just stopped going to volleyball. I needed one last PE to graduate, and I just stopped going.
Too tough for you, huh?
I'm just an idiot, and I was in my early 20s, and I was just more concerned about drinking and girls than anything.
Sure.
And I just stopped going to volleyball, and I realized that I was not going to graduate because of volleyball, because I did not satisfy my PE requirement. But I don't know why this person did it. They didn't have to do it. But I went to the volleyball instructor, and I sat down, and I fell on the sword. And I told her, I said, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I did this, but I'm not going to graduate now because of not having a PE. She said, come back tomorrow morning and be here at 8 o'clock. And so I did, and she gave me a test. It was 5 questions. And I took the test, and she gave me a D.
I thought you were going to say she made you do jumping jacks.
Well, I would have done that too.
Take a spike to the face.
At volleyball, man, some of those girls are mean.
Yeah, rough,
volleyball
man.
class, tell you that. All right, let's see. We have a lot. You're getting a lot of kudos, Ken Weaver, as you should. One of the most detailed traffic reports I've ever heard, said 1981. Pardon me. Brian has sent in a video, and I'll look at that video when I can. 9537 says it looks like a tornado crossed over 24.
Okay.
Please alert drivers that there are potential limbs and or trees down on I-24.
Yeah, that's down there in Rutherford County.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be right there at 840.
Right now, we're looking at a system that is heading towards Springfield. It's coming out of Ashland City right now. It is headed toward Pleasant View. That is a system that potentially could produce a tornado. All of these are tornado warnings, but all of them are radar indicated.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Bedford-Rutherford one right now on Monitor 2.
Yes, sir.
And it is coming it's just south of Eagleville, just past Unionville, coming toward Christiana right now. And eventually it's going to go south of Murfreesboro, and it will go just south of Kittrell. And it's headed kind of toward Woodbury in that area. So.
Okay, that's that tornado warning until 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we got about 15 more minutes on that one. Then we had that tornado warning north of Nashville. This one, it says a tornado warning remains in effect until 6 o'clock for northern Robertson County. So it says about 9 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Adams, or 12 miles west of Springfield. That's the one you were talking about. That one of our listeners just mentioned is moving east at 50 miles per hour. This is a radar-indicated rotation, but it could also pack some quarter-size hail. Let's see. Some of the places in the path: Orlinda, Adams, Cedar Hill, Cross Plains, and Springfield. And looks like the tornado warning for southeastern Todd County, our friends up there in Kentucky, that has expired.
Good news.
So that's good news for them. Now, in addition to these tornado warnings that we just mentioned, we still have severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, a new severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45. This is going to be for northeastern Rutherford County, southeastern Wilson County, northern Cannon County, and DeKalb County. Right now, severe thunderstorm about 9 miles southeast of Walter Hill, or 10 miles east of Murfreesboro, moving east at 35 miles per hour. This thing has the potential for golf ball size hail.
Dang.
60 mile per hour winds. So that is a severe thunderstorm warning. So right now, Rutherford County's under a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning, and there's trees laying across I-40 there at 840.
Nasty business. Also,
I-24 at 840.
24, right.
Yeah.
And speaking of a travel advisory, there's a new flood advisory for most of Williamson County, extreme southern Davidson County. There's minor flooding now in low-lying and poor drainage areas. If you're on the road now, just be on the lookout for ponding of water in some of these areas that typically see this type of thing when heavy rains come in. There is additional heavy rain on the way. So obviously, this is going to get worse as the evening moves on. Turn around, don't drown. And obviously, we encourage you to do that. So just be aware that can be some ponding coming in. I misread this when I first saw it. It says 4481 says, "I love you, Matt Murphy. I want to ride with you." I thought that said something. I thought it said, "I want to ride on you" for a minute, and I'm like, "What?" But no, so I want to ride. I think that's a motorcycle related comment. But
there
thank
we go.
you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. On Old Nashville Highway, trees down, and it is a mess. Heavy rain in Mount Juliet right now. I had to turn the radio up because the rain is so heavy. There's the one in Rutherford is looking tight in terms of rotation. Be on the lookout for that. And Jason wants to know if it's safe to go outside and smoke yet. No, Jason. You got to stay. Just stay where you are, but do not turn your flashers on unless you're moving. If you're moving, you can turn your flashers on. If you're still – wait, I have that backwards. I think I have that backwards.
There you go again, Brother Murphy. Telling people to break the law.
Oh, I know. I did have a guy saying, so we get to pick and choose which laws we follow now? And my response was, "You speed?" And his response was, "Fair." Doesn't make it okay, though. Well, no, it doesn't. But look, if you're trying to get somewhere and you are all I'm telling you, I'm not telling you to break the law, but if you're concerned and it makes you feel better to have those flashers on, I would put those flashers on. And if there is a risk for you to get a ticket, if the reward, the benefit is that you feel safer and whatnot, then so be it. Okay, so nasty amounts of hail moving toward Christiana. That's on monitor number 2. That system looks really rough.
That's the tornado warning.
That's the Rutherford tornado warning.
Tornado warning. Yes, sir. That's until 6 o'clock.
And there's just a lot of hail and a lot of circular velocity going on right now.
Tennis ball size hail.
Yeah, some debris that is being tracked on the radar system that would indicate, let's see, I got a time stamp that just pulled up. Christiana 552, Plainview 556, Gum at 558, 611, it's in Curly, and Sheboygan by 618. So if you know of any of those communities, if you're around any of those communities, this radar-indicated tornado will be on you at those aforementioned times. Very, very quickly. This system is moving very quickly, and that is in less than 30 minutes. It's going to make up that distance. Once again, radar indicated, nothing indicating that it's on the ground, but oftentimes these things can pop out before you know it. And then the other tornado warning is going toward it's just past Bell Buckle. I think you were talking about this one. These are very close to one another, these two systems, but this one is moving toward Manchester and
this is a new one, Brother Murphy.
That McMinnville deal that's just outside of Wartrace.
Yeah, this is a new tornado warning until 6:30.
Okay.
For Coffee, Bedford, Grundy, Cannon, and Warren counties. So right now, at just 2 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was 9 miles west of Manchester. Is moving east at 35 miles per hour, so that puts Manchester right in the path of it. We're talking about a radar-indicated tornado, possible tornado. There's rotation in the clouds, and ping-pong ball-size hail. This is going to be over Manchester in 5 minutes. Other locations include Morrison, Beech Grove, Normandy, Viola, Summitville, Wartrace, Bell Buckle, Centertown, and Altamont.
Yeah, this is yet another byproduct of this same large system moving through. Christiana is dealing with it right now, just north of Bell Buckle, and then that southerly tip that Weaver was talking about. Manchester's in that movement, just
in the path.
Yeah, right in the path of this deal right now. So, you guys know what to do. We try not to treat you like children. Y'all have been through it before, but at the same time, if you are in the path of any of these places that we've named, you probably have talked to your family, your friend group about, your plan of action if something like this were to happen to you. You got to do what you got to do, and just make sure that you're in a place of safety. If you're at your home, just make sure that your action plan is ready to go, or initiate that action plan if you're in some of these areas that we're naming, because while these are radar-indicated tornadoes, We don't have any indication that they're on the ground right now. They could pop on the ground at any moment. Could be on the ground right now. We just don't know. We take advantage of modern technology that gives us the ability to see that rotation before it actually pops out of the clouds and gets to the ground. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. North of Nashville, we still got that tornado warning until 6 o'clock for northern Robertson County. This as a result of a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that was moving east. This thing's moving 50 miles an hour.
Wow.
And it had the possibility of quarter-size hail along with that radar-indicated rotation. That's a tornado warning until 6 o'clock for northern Robertson County. This is north of Nashville. Nashville's right in between the two tornado warnings.
The two systems. Yeah, I see that. Joan Jones, your compatriot in the newsroom, is on the line with us with an update from her perspective. Joan, hello. Good afternoon.
Hey, guys. So I'm down here in Coffee County, right near the border of Warren County, so in the area of Summitville. And we just got that warning, tornado warning. And, it's looking a little dark here, and it's kind of weird. Guys, the skies are dark, and the wind died down, and it's become very quiet.
Yeah, that's yeah,
it's a little disturbing,
Spooky.
So, yeah, it is spooky. But, there's been a couple of raindrops, and then it stopped. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens from this point. But, yeah, we can feel it here. It's a little change. The air also got cooler all of a sudden.
Well, be safe down there. Keep us up to date with everything that you see, Joan. And obviously, if you get an indication that there's a tornado or anything like that on the ground or hail and whatnot, just let us know.
But do it safely, Joan.
Do it safely, of course.
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
Thank you, Joan. There's Joan Jones, fresh from the Nashville Morning News newsroom and offering that report live on the scene just outside of Warren County on the Coffee County-Warren County line. That is a system that is moving through right now with the possibility of producing a tornado at any moment. I've gotten a number of indications that there was a touchdown confirmation in Clarksville.
Okay.
According to Smoky Barn News. Is that a reputable site?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
They're very reliable.
All right. Smoky Barn News indicates that there are reports of a confirmed tornado touchdown in Clarksville, and Robertson County is currently under a tornado warning. Residents. Now, this was 25 minutes ago, so I just offer that as a confirmation that there have been some tornadoes that have been seen on the ground. So we just make the distinction between radar indication and a tornado that has been confirmed by spotters or alert listeners like yourselves on the ground, because I think it's an important distinction to make. Now, in terms of being in the path of it, I don't believe you should make a distinction. That's just me. I don't tell grown people what to do, but if I'm in the path of a system, I don't care if it's radar indication or confirmed. I'm going to my place of safety. I'm initiating the action plan that I have in place to make sure that my family is safe. It's 55 after the hour. Quick timeout back, and we'll reset in just a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Texter says I was curt with. Was that curt with Joan? I didn't mean to be.
I didn't notice that.
Oh well, good, Ken. I mean, I'm just. I didn't mean to be curt. I didn't mean. I mean to be mad. I want to be mad. I don't want to be curt. Be mad. But if I was curt, I'm gonna. I tell you what I'll do. I need to go get my levels checked over at the Tennessee Men's Clinic. That might be a good thing to do because I don't want to be curt with anybody. Testy with anybody. Speaking of testy. Friends at the Tennessee Men's Clinic, they can assist you with any and all of your urological needs. They have urologists on staff. They want to see you. If you've noticed a decrease in your desire for bedroom activity, I understand that's a personal subject. I understand that it's personal and unique to your situation and your circumstance. That's what Tennessee Men's Clinic is for. They can get you beyond that. They can help you out, and they can make it right and get you back to life and back to the intimacy that's so important for you and your significant other. Let's go to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com to find out more. That's TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Or call them today for an appointment. They have 2 locations, Cool Springs and, of course, the original location in Midtown. 615-208-9090, 208-9090. It's Tennessee Men's Clinic.
Six o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, and we've got a brand new tornado warning. This one until 6:30 for southeastern Rutherford County, northwestern Coffee County, and Cannon County. This is all south of Nashville. Radar indicated rotation in a severe thunderstorm that was 12 miles south of Murfreesboro, moving east at 50 miles per hour. There's golf ball size hail possible with this storm that is prompting this tornado warning south of Nashville for Rutherford, Coffee, and Cannon counties. Looks like places of impact are Bradyville, Christiana, Woodbury, Fosterville, Reedyville, and Murfreesboro. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado, prompting the tornado warning for Rutherford, Coffee, and Cannon counties until 6:30. We have a tornado warning now for Coffee, Bedford, Grundy, and Cannon counties until 6:30. I think that's part of the same one that at least for Coffee and Cannon counties. Now they're adding Bedford, Grundy, and Warren counties to this thing until 6:30. This was a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that was about 9 miles west of Manchester, moving east at 35 miles per hour, but that's been about 14 minutes ago. So Manchester may be in the clear of that one, but don't take my word for it right now. I can't see exactly where it's at. I do know that Manchester was in the path of that particular severe thunderstorm, prompting that tornado warning. Now, a tornado warning remains in effect. Okay, I don't think that is, that's Alabama. So, yeah, they're even getting it down in Alabama. So, in addition to the tornado warnings, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings here in Middle Tennessee. Let's see here. What's this one? This one is for DeKalb, Rutherford, southeastern Wilson counties, and northern Cannon County until 6:45. Now, what's significant about this, again, is all of Middle Tennessee is under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. So any severe thunderstorm that pops up has the potential to go tornadic. And right now, the only indication we're getting of any potential tornadic activity is rotation in the clouds picked up by radar. But out of an abundance of caution, National Weather Service goes ahead and issues the tornado warning when they get that rotation. So that's the situation right now. That is the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, we've got some very heavy rain in the area, and the storms, that's not helping matters with your drive home. I can tell you right now in Rutherford County, the big one is going to be 24 eastbound there at 840. We have some trees down, and only the left lane out of 4 lanes is open there as you're getting into Murfreesboro on 24 eastbound there at 840. Back here in Nashville, the East Bank going eastbound. Police say there's a crash right before Shelby Avenue. West of Nashville in Kingston Springs. Highway Patrol reporting 2 injury crashes blocking the right lane. This is 40 eastbound before Kingston Springs, Ashland City, Highway 249, exit 188. Back here in Nashville, over by the airport. Left lane blocked by a crash. Police reporting this one, 40 eastbound before Briley Parkway East. In Creve Hall, police reporting a crash blocking the right lane, 65 northbound before the Hogan Road overpass. And in Williamson County, Franklin to be precise, TDOT says there is a crash off on the right shoulder. That's at 65 southbound at 840. Police in Hermitage say there's a crash 40 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard. And then in Lebanon, an accident blocking the right lane, 840 westbound near the Wilson-Rutherford County line. That's going to be right there before Bill France Boulevard. In Mount Juliet, the police reporting a crash blocking the left lane, 40 westbound at Beckwith Road. And back to Williamson County, Highway Patrol reporting a crash on the right shoulder, 65 northbound at June Lake Boulevard. Traffic every 10 minutes, every morning on Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
It has been a different type of show today, as you might expect, with the nasty weather moving through Middle Tennessee. We're on top of that weather situation, the travel problems that it is causing currently, and it is expected to continue to cause these travel issues for the next at least hour or so in Middle Tennessee. My name is Matt Murphy. I'm here with you. Ken Weaver is back in the newsroom. He's here with you as well as Chris Weber. He's controlling the experience, monitoring the situation, making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible, and also screening and managing your telephone calls as you are our field producers on the subject of weather. A couple of things to note, and Ken Weaver just ran down some of the more serious situations that are going on in the listening area. We're getting indication, according to one of our listeners, 5744, that it's getting crazy in Fairview. I would expect that it is, considering the red blob that I'm seeing moving through.
Yes.
Let me give you the good news first, Ken, and you tell me if I'm seeing this wrong, but it feels like this is moving through a little more quickly than they originally anticipated.
Yeah, it is. In fact, the big line that we were talking about earlier today, it is the lead.
It's here.
Of that big line. It's in West Nashville right now.
Yeah.
In fact, it is along I-40 all the way back down to Jackson, which is about 130 miles away, and it is slowly creeping to the east. So, yeah, West Nashville is getting the leading edge of that line.
I am seeing 2 radar-indicated tornadoes in our listening area. We're going to get to those in just a moment. A little bit south of us, though, the National Weather Service out of Huntsville, Alabama, has issued, and thus far, I know we have indication that the Clarksville system produced a tornado on the ground for at least a brief period of time, but there has been a confirmed tornado in Huntsville, in Madison County in North Alabama, and Limestone County. Confirmed a tornado was located near Browns Ferry, moving east at 35 miles an hour. Obviously, that's out of our listening area, but just want to make you aware of it. Emergency management has confirmed that there is a damaging tornado on the ground, and it is expected to be near Madison at around 6:15, Huntsville at around 6:25, University of Alabama in Huntsville, and Redstone Arsenal at around 6:30 tonight. Other areas impacted by the storm include Belmina, French Mill, Mooresville, Capshaw, Hampton Cove, Brownsboro, and Farley. I mentioned that. Maybe some of you are listening down Huntsville way via your app or watching on Talk TV. Perhaps you know someone down there. If that is the case, let them know about this tornadic storm that has been confirmed by emergency management as being on the ground. There's also, we've got new images out of Clarksville, where there has obviously been a tornado in Clarksville.
Yeah, the tops of trees are gone.
Yeah, and that's a strong indication that a tornado came down. And you can, if they, oftentimes, Ken, you've done this long enough, if they are snapped in one particular direction, that could be straight line winds, but if they're snapped up on the top of the trees, it oftentimes indicates a tornado. But if you see twist in those trees, that's a tornado.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at some twist on some of that snappage. So storm damage coming out on a variety of our television networks here in Nashville as a result of some of these storms. The two that we have, and I think it's still two right now, Ken?
Yes, sir.
The two systems that we have that we're monitoring, one tornado warning until 6:30 tonight, southwestern Warren County, central Coffee, Bedford, Grundy, Cannon, in that general area. A thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado has flagged a radar-indicated tornado warning. Tornado and ping-pong-sized hail expected possible out of this storm. Locations impacted by the storm include Morrison, Beech Grove, Normandy, Viola, Summitville, Wartrace, Bell Buckle, Centertown, and Alamont. Also, the second tornado warning is in southeast Rutherford County, Coffee County, and Cannon County. That's just north of that system I just mentioned. At about 5:55 or some 20 minutes ago, a little less than 20 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 12 miles south of Murfreesboro, moving at 50 miles an hour to the east, and that warning is in effect until 6:30. Several of you tell us that you are listening to us right now from Huntsville, and so I'm glad I gave you that report if that is the case. 8612 says, I listen to you in Huntsville every day. Well, it's nasty down in Huntsville. It's nasty all throughout the listening area, which is why we're going to just stick with weather coverage at least until this last line of system gets out of here, which will probably be in the next, hour and a half or so.
Speaking of that last line, Brother Murphy, that is now prompting a severe thunderstorm warning. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:40. Okay, no, that's not the one I want. Okay, here's the one I want. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45 now for north central Davidson, Sumner, southeastern Robertson counties. Just 2 minutes ago, actually 7 minutes ago, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Portland to near Hendersonville. They're moving east at 50 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail are possible with this thing. And again, even though it's just a severe thunderstorm warning, we got to remember everybody's under this tornado watch until 10 o'clock tonight. So as we are seeing these storms pop up, and then if radar indicates any type of rotation, then the National Weather Service is issuing a tornado warning. And right now, the only tornado warnings I'm seeing here in Middle Tennessee are going to be just south of Murfreesboro in southern Rutherford County. And then you've got, I think that's, let me go back here and look. I want to be accurate on this.
Yeah, the one that's the one that you mentioned, southeastern
Coffee
Rutherford.
and Cannon
Yeah,
counties.
Coffee and Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, and then Warren counties until 6:30. And then also until 6:30, the tornado warning for southeastern Rutherford, northwestern Coffee, and Cannon County. So you got two tornado warnings right now.
They're very close to one another.
Yeah, very close to one another. So two storms right now that are showing this rotation, prompting the National Weather Service to issue these tornado warnings. Again, all of this activity is southeast of Nashville, down in the Murfreesboro, McMinnville areas, Manchester areas, and they're moving to the east rapidly.
The good news, and I don't want to jinx anything, is so far this latest line of storms that is over Hendersonville, about to pop Gallatin. Imagine that northeast to southwest line coming from Gallatin down through Hendersonville. It's right at Nashville. It's it's about to hit us, and we're right at the butt end of Music Row. It's hitting Bellevue as well. I'm just looking at the line where it goes from green to red, and it's about to pop Franklin again and Spring Hill. Now, obviously you don't want to get popped again. You just got popped. Here's the deal, though. I don't see any indication that this is anything other than a severe thunderstorm.
Yeah, that's the good news.
That's the good news, is that maybe we've sucked enough of the volatility out of the atmosphere that we won't see any further tornado warnings. That is, our finger is crossed, and that is our hope. If there's a tornado warning in our listening area, we're going to be on the radio for you. That is our hardline commitment for you. If these things die down enough to become severe thunderstorms, obviously that's a serious situation if it hits you, but not serious enough to cause us to be on air for an extended period of time. But it looks, according to the radar, Ken, and once again, I'm no meteorologist, but we do this for a living.
Yes, sir.
But it feels like it might be, as the evening hits, that heat has been sucked out of the atmosphere enough that these systems are dying down just a little bit. Still severe thunderstorms, but not enough rotation to merit a tornado warning.
Yeah. The line that we're talking about is west of 65 and along 40. I mean, basically, this thing is stretching from Portland all the way back down to just south of Jackson. And I mean, from West Nashville all the way down to, I want to say, Highway 641. That's going to be well to the west of Dixon. You're in very, very heavy rain on I-40 if you're west of Nashville for at least an hour and a half, maybe longer.
Yeah, between the Kentucky line and Nashville, it's more of a north to south line. And then as it gets south of Nashville, it just kind of bows out and becomes east to west, the line. It just kind of curls down there, and it's all moving east.
And as you mentioned, the good news is this line, there are no tornado warnings in this line. So I think some of the energy may have been sucked out of the atmosphere like you were talking about. I've got 70 degrees right now downtown, and that's significantly warmer than it was earlier today.
No, it's great news.
Cooler, you mean?
Yeah, cooler.
That's great
Thank you, Brother
news.
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
That was my contribution for the hour.
Brother Chris keeping us in line as usual.
Cooler. Thank you, Chris. And I'm done. I'm out.
Back to you.
Right. Let's go to Chris for the report. Cooler. Thank you, Chris. Let's go to Jim. He's got a report that's been holding on. You field producers, get on the line. 615-737-9986. If you see something, say something. Jim, what do you got?
I have a front yard that looks like it snowed.
Wow.
What size hail?
Got to be big.
Anywhere between size of a quarter all the way up to golf ball size.
Wow.
I sent you guys photos by text.
Yes.
The front yard.
I will be looking for those via text. What are the last four numbers?
2028.
2028. Okay. Have you already sent them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll look for those things.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty,
hopefully get
it's
it
pretty
up.
crazy.
Yeah, we're getting a lot. Man, this system is dumping more hail than we've seen. I mean, obviously, these severe thunderstorms always dump a little bit of hail, but we're hearing.
And I'm only about a mile south of Rutger Road in Murfreesboro. Yep.
All right. Very good, Jim. I'll be looking for those photos. Thank you for the report.
You're welcome.
Nothing damaged by the hail, right?
Oh, well,
never mind.
I didn't mean to shut him down there. Well, I mean, obviously, if you see damage, say something. 615-737-9986. Sally says, I got news for you. That line is stretching all the way up to Bonneville, Kentucky, and into Bowling Green, and then Portland and below. No question, it's up in Kentucky. And no question, the situation is still serious for those in the storm system. I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm trying to offer a sliver of a lining around the dark cloud that we're just not seeing the amount of tornado warnings issued by the National Weather Service that we were seeing even an hour ago. A lot of these storms that are popping up are just of the severe thunderstorm variety, and the rotation just does not indicate that they rise to the level of a tornado warning. All right, 21 after the hour, I almost said it again. Somebody said, stop saying reset. It sounds like you're circling back.
We'll circle back.
Okay, well, we'll circle back then. Right after this on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. A lot of diagnosis out there. There's a pill for everything, but not all diagnoses are accurate, or diagnoses, I should say, are accurate. Not all pills are good for you. It's Matt Murphy, and when you get a diagnosis for European auto repair, get a second opinion before you make a major decision. I don't want you to go to anyone else but Eurofix, but if you have done so, Eurofix wants to be that second opinion location for you. Eurofix can not only save your vehicle's life, but save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Life's too short to get stressed out. What about a 15-minute no-wrench inspection on your automobile? No high-pressure sales tactics. They'll just figure out what's going on, and they'll let you know. At Eurofix, they offer a 3-year nationwide warranty, free loaner car with every repair appointment. At Eurofix, you never pay dealer prices either. How about those locations? In Franklin, 100 Oaks, Murfreesboro, Belmead, and now in Mount Juliet. Call 844-EUROFIX. That's 844-EUROFIX. Or go to myeurofix.com. That's myeurofix.com.
All right, real quick, the tornado warnings that we still have in effect until 6:30. We're talking about Bedford, Cannon, Rutherford, and Coffee counties. Also, looks like actually there's 2 tornado warnings for this area. One of them includes Warren County, too, until 6:30. So for about the next 5 minutes, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope this stays radar indicated and not an actual tornado, and that everybody stays safe. In fact, all of Middle Tennessee still under that tornado watch until 10. We'll have more on your weather and the day's top stories coming up at 6:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, we're just is that something new in Shelbyville, Bell Buckle? Yeah, I'm thinking that is.
Let's see.
I'm going to check it out. It looks like a new little pop-up warning.
Yes, it is.
In Bell Buckle.
Yeah, and in fact, it's Rutherford, Coffee, Bedford, and Cannon counties until 7:15.
There you go.
45 minutes.
There you go. Radar indicated rotation that is causing a bit of a problem. 7258, you get a hat tip on this. 7258 reminds me, hey, Murphy, don't circle back or reset. Start casting aspersions. That's a good one. And I will. If y'all keep getting on me about resetting or circling back, I will start casting aspersions. I would never cast aspersions with Chad Benson, though.
Brother Chad.
He's on the hotline to give us a report wherever he might be. Hello, Chad.
Oh, my God. I'm at the concert, and nobody's here.
You're not listening. Where's all the AC/DC people, Chad?
I thought the tickets were way too cheap.
They were giving them away.
I will say I'm in my studio getting ready to do a video and stuff, and all of a sudden it feels like somebody just drove a train over my house.
Yeah.
The thunder is quite spectacular.
Yeah, Nashville's getting hammered right now by that line that we've been watching ever since Eastern Arkansas, back whenever you were on the air this afternoon, man.
Oh, those were the good old days, man. I tell you what, that was the dry time. I call that the dry time.
Yeah. In fact, all of downtown Nashville is getting hammered right now. Very heavy rain.
You know, I questioned the necessity to cancel the AC/DC show during the beginning of my program, and I'm going to rescind that questioning. I think it was probably the right call. I'll just go ahead and say that.
It might have been because doors opened an hour and a half ago. The show doesn't start for another half hour.
Yeah.
The boys from Down Under probably won't take the stage until around 8:30 or so.
Well, I'm only here for Cindy Lou Who.
That's right. Cindy Lou Who of the Pretty Reckless.
What?
Yeah, you remember the little girl in the Jim Carrey Grinch?
Mm-hmm. I do.
That little girl?
Yeah, I do.
She's the lead singer for the Pretty Reckless, which is opening for AC/DC.
The Pretty Reckless.
Yes.
I'm feeling pretty nerdy right now because I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the name of a band.
It's a rock band.
Oh, it's a rock band.
Yeah, she's pretty tough, man.
Yeah, they're going to be the opening act.
Well, that's nice.
Here to reset from this afternoon. They were the opening act for the concert that is not going on tonight, which is because of, the rains and stuff. Hey, Weather Wizard, how much longer we got this going on?
It looks like until at least 8 o'clock.
For the rest of our lives.
It's going to be like nobody's ever seen.
The big, beautiful rains. I brought them from the heavens, as I do.
But I think this thing could be out of here before 10 o'clock because, we're all under a tornado watch until 10. But honestly, looking at this line, Brother Murphy, you tell me if you see something different. I don't see anything behind it.
No, there's, once it gets out of here, there's some trailing rain that's coming after the red line, but, that trailing rain is even in Clarksville and Dixon. But if you go back to, Paris, there's nothing going on in Paris right now. You go to, in Jackson's all clear. So once this clears out of here in the next hour and a half or so, I think we're all good. So, Chad, you'll be all good for whatever you have going on later on this evening. Your other radio show or your other radio show or your other radio show?
Yes, well, you've got yet another radio show to do tonight. But I appreciate that, guys. I just want to give you guys an update. The concert is not happening.
Rough stuff. Rough stuff. There's always tomorrow, friend. Chad, I bet you can get you and Bell really cheap tickets to AC/DC tomorrow.
Well, you never know. They may show up for any. We'll find out what Cindy Lou Who's doing anyways. Why don't you reset something, Matt?
Well, I'm gonna. As soon as you're off the phone, I'm gonna start casting aspersions.
You do that. Cast a wide net of aspersions.
See you, brother. There's Chad Benson, checking in with his perspective on everything that's going on in the weather. Let's check in with Ken Weaver, who I believe has some addition. We were doing these news reports, but I feel like they're weather reports. But you know what? I love Ken Weaver so much. Let's just go ahead and do it anyway.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories, and we have the full forecast right now. And it is another tornado warning issued for a portion of East Middle Tennessee. Right now, Van Buren County, Central Warren County under a tornado warning until 7 o'clock. Looks like this thing is a radar-indicated tornado warning. It's near McMinnville, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Locations include Spencer, McMinnville, Fall Creek Falls State Park. We also have a tornado warning now extended for southeastern Rutherford County, northern Coffee County, central Bedford County, and southwestern Cannon County until 7:15. At 6:24, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Shelbyville, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Deason, Bell Buckle, Shelbyville, Beech Grove, Fosterville, Wartrace, Summitville, and Manchester in the path of this one. And then a tornado warning was set to expire at 6:30 for Cannon County, but now Cannon County is involved in this last tornado warning that I just mentioned. That now goes into effect until 7:15. All of Middle Tennessee is under a tornado watch until 10. So all of these severe thunderstorm warnings, right, like the one for Nashville right now that we've got, parts of Wilson County, Sumner County, Williamson County, northern Rutherford County, and then Dixon County. That severe thunderstorm warning, any of those could trigger a tornado warning if there's any rotation in the clouds. We have a flash flood warning now that has been issued for just west of Nashville. We're talking about a flash flood warning for Cheatham County, central Davidson County, Dixon County, Robertson County, Sumner County, Trousdale County, and now Wilson County until 9:30 tonight. So that's how much rain has fallen. This is a flash flood warning that's going to run for the next 3 hours until 9:30. So if you know where flooding usually happens, you know where to avoid, especially if you're driving. Do not try to drive into water if it's over the roadway. So that's where we're at right now. We've got 2 tornado warnings. That's reset, if you will, the tornado warnings. This is going to be until 7:15 for southeastern Rutherford County, northern Coffee County, central Bedford County, southwestern Cannon County until 7:15. And then we have the severe thunderstorm warnings that I just mentioned. Let's find out what this is. This is until 7:30 for Sumner, Clay, Macon, and Trousdale counties. And then that looks like DeKalb and northern Cannon counties, also a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for about the next 15 minutes. That's the latest news. We'll get you more traffic and weather next on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. All right, drivers, the big issue right now due to storm damage going to be trees down over the right 2 lanes, blocking 24 eastbound at 840 in Murfreesboro. Back here in Nashville, police reporting a crash blocking the left lane, 40 eastbound, right there by the airport, Briley Parkway. Then at Belmont, we got a crash reported by police, 440 eastbound at Hillsboro Pike. Bellevue, a crash. TDOT says blocking the left lane, 40 eastbound near Old Hickory Boulevard West. June Lake, Williamson County, a crash on the right shoulder, 65 northbound there at exit 55. Wilson County, Lebanon, got a crash. The right lane blocked, 840 westbound near the Wilson-Rutherford County line right there before Bill France Boulevard. Traffic every 10 minutes every morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hey, friends, Matt Murphy here for Genesis Diamonds. You know, Genesis Diamonds thought ahead. That's what they do at Genesis. They have more in stock than any other place in Nashville, Tennessee, and the surrounding communities when it comes to diamonds, beautiful showroom pieces. And they've had them they've had their stock for a long time. Here's the deal, folks. If you're concerned about tariffs affecting the diamond industry, don't be concerned because the price hikes are not going to impact the diamonds that are in stock at Genesis Diamonds. If you've got any special occasion coming up in the next 6 months or so, get to Genesis right now before anything happens within the market. Genesis is always going to be the value leader here, regardless of what happens around the world. They were built on that foundation, and they're going to continue doing it for you and your family. It is way beyond price. It is the customer service. It's their selection, their quality, their good industry-leading warranties. It's all available for you at Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds, where you get more for your money always, especially right now. Green Hills and Cool Springs. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to Genesis Diamonds. Super Talk 99.7 WTN 640. Matt Murphy, Ken Weaver, Chris Weber with you on Super Talk, delivering the weather forecast and everything that's going on as we speak, weather-wise, considering the tornado warnings that are currently in the listening area. And really only one. There's one that is leaving Warren County and getting into Van Buren County, which is outside of our immediate listening area. Maybe there's a few folks over there that can pick us up. But the one that we are concerned with is this system that is moving through Rutherford County, southeastern Rutherford County, northern Coffee, Bedford, and Cannon. That is south for the most of us listening right now. That's it's to the south of Nashville and to just to the east, affecting areas like Bell Buckle, Beech Grove, Fosterville, Wartrace, Summitville, and ultimately Manchester. This effect will be felt in those areas over the next 30 minutes or so until about 7:15 tonight. The warning was issued as of 6:24, severe thunderstorm. This is radar indicated, so no indication that there's anything on the ground right now, but a radar indication of rotation moving east at about 40 miles per hour. The good news, outside of severe downpours, potential hail, that's bad news. Obviously, straight line winds can be bad news, but you don't see these areas of rotation with the regularity that we were seeing them a little earlier today, which is to be expected. Obviously, the heat of the day is going to increase the volatility in the system. The volatility in the system leads to that rotation. Getting reports from all over about what you're seeing on the ground. We'd love to hear from you. 615-737-9986. 615-737-9986. Getting a lot of indication of flooded roadways. Charlotte Pike and Watts Lane, 8631 says, just at the Advanced Auto Parts and Ace Hardware on Charlotte Pike, there's significant enough flooding where people are turning around there. So we really see that in all of the usual areas. If you've been around the city for some amount of time, you know where the usual areas are. And it isn't just on the kind of the off the beaten track roadways on many portions of the interstate system. I know where the way that I go home on I-40, there's a couple of spots where if it rains a lot, you better know which lane to get out of, because if you're in the wrong lane, you're going to hit that patch that is a little bit flooded and can cause some hydroplaning. The one in Alabama looks like it's going toward my parents' house, says 3989. Well, I would call them. The Alabama storm is the biggest system that we've seen that has confirmation of a tornado actually on the ground. And it is popping Huntsville as we speak, obviously to the south of us. Right now, the biggest areas of storm concern, there's this line that's moving toward Lebanon. It is over Mount Juliet right now. It's over Laverne right now. It is right on top of MJ. It just got out of Hendersonville. It's just getting past Gallatin. It's in Hartsville as I move kind of north and to the east along that line. And it's just getting into Lafayette, or I guess it's Lafayette. I think that's right. So, behind it, though, outside of the Franklin area and Weaver, I know you've been watching the radar all afternoon with me. I mean, outside, there's a couple of pockets of red, but it's really breaking up into just straight up green rain.
Right. And right now, the only tornado warnings we have active are going to be Bedford, Cannon, Coffee, Rutherford, Van Buren, and Warren counties. And this is getting well to the southeast of Nashville. And the storms that are prompting the tornado warnings are only radar indicated, and they are moving east at least 35, even sometimes 50 miles per hour. And that line that you're talking about, dropping the heavy rain, it's almost like the heaviest of the rain is almost past downtown Nashville now, and it is breaking up. It looks like it is breaking up just south of Franklin there. And then there's just some scattered pockets behind it.
Yeah, I mean, little pockets of red, but nothing that's indicating rotation or tornadic activity, which is great news. I mean, look, folks, it's not all about us. We love you here at Super Talk 99.7 WTN. But I would like nothing more than to tell you we're heading home at 7 o'clock tonight because this system is breaking. It's breaking up to the point that we don't have any warnings on our, literally and figuratively, on our radar. It looks like we're leading toward that point, and that's great news. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're in Lebanon, you're not about to get popped with a very severe thunderstorm. You are. If you're in Smyrna, it's coming. If you're in Gladeville, it's coming. If you're out there, Brian Wilson Way in Watertown, Wilson, it is on the way, my friend. And, of course, further to the east down the road, there's a gap between the first system that went through that's now in the Cookeville region and this system that's going through Gallatin and Hendersonville and about to hit Lebanon now. That'll eventually move on over. But once again, all that I'm talking about, that's a severe thunderstorm. There is no radar indication of that signature twist that would lead them to issue a tornado warning. So right now, just to look at the National Weather Service's alerts as I reset that alert. Am I hitting the right button here? I think I am.
Are you hitting reset or aspersions?
I'm casting aspersions at the inability for my laptop to hit the reset button. I was literally hitting the reset button, and now somebody's going to complain that I said I was hitting the reset button. Driving through Henry Horton State Park in Chapel Hill, the road is bone dry. Wow.
Really?
And then, that's great. And then 4460 says it's, this will put a nice turn of phrase on it. It's pouring ass rain in Lebanon. Man, y'all ever been through that ass rain?
Thankfully, no. I don't want it.
It's. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Laverne, BNA, Nolensville, Franklin, getting hammered by rain right now. But after Franklin, man, it's breaking up. And there are no tornado warnings. The only tornado warnings we have are well to the south and east of Nashville, and they're moving off to the east. We're talking about Rutherford, Coffee, Bedford, and Cannon counties. It's moving at 40 miles per hour, this storm. That is showing rotation. But the warning lasts for another 30 minutes.
Alan writes in, and I think he puts a fine point on it. He says, for those new to Middle Tennessee, this is just what we call a little spring shower. Little spring shower. Sure. I mean, no, obviously, we've gotten this is a lot for spring in Tennessee. I mean, I've only experienced, this is my 2022, 23, 24. This is my fourth springtime in Middle Tennessee. So you've been here more than me, Ken, but I mean, it seems like we've had our fair share of rain this year.
Well, this year, definitely. That week I was on vacation when you guys were all doing tornado coverage every night.
I know it.
I mean, I haven't experienced anything like that here since I've been here, which is 2015. I got some good news.
What's the good news?
Looks like the National Weather Service is allowing the tornado watch to expire for Robertson, Montgomery, looks like Cheatham counties. So, so the tornado watch for the counties north and west of Nashville is being allowed to expire.
Great news.
That's real good news. Everybody else still under the tornado watch until 10 for the time being.
Yeah, so we're looking at, there's one tornado warning that's going on in.
See, I can't believe Rutherford County is still under a tornado warning because right now, all I'm seeing in Rutherford County is green light rain.
Yeah, me too. But still, they claim that Rutherford's still there with the possibility or the actuality of a severe thunderstorm. And some of these things take a minute or two to catch up. I mean, obviously, we're looking real time in the radar. But as far as tornado warnings go, as Ken just mentioned, Van Buren and Warren, which is in McMinnville, is what we're talking about there. And I know that there are some folks that could pick us up in McMinnville, technically out of the listening area, but some folks are out there. And we worry about you folks.
Yes, sir.
And then this other dealie in as you mentioned, in Rutherford, Coffee, Bedford, and Cannon, and that's affecting Manchester, Summitville, and Wartrace. And as soon as those die down a little bit in the next 10 minutes or so, I think we're going
to be done.
I think we're going to be done as well. Fingers crossed on that. So at 10 minutes until 7 o'clock, quick timeout, reset. I said it, and I don't apologize for it. And we'll tell you where we are at in terms of moving toward Mark Levin at the top of the hour. It is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Y'all know me well. Y'all know that I'm a chaos man. I love to stir it up a little bit, and I'm going to do that tonight with Tommy at Volunteer Outfitters. Okay, so Tommy at Volunteer Outfitters has his T-shirt Tuesday, right? Well, it's 6:50, and they close at 6 o'clock Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They close at 4 on Saturday at Volunteer Outfitters. I hope you've been out and seen the incredible selection on New Shackle Island Road. They've got everything for the outdoorsman, everything for those sporting enthusiasts, people who want to go play some golf. They've got some shirts and attire for you. If you're looking to get on a boat and travel around, maybe some salt life action, or perhaps it's a hunting attire that you're looking for. Whatever it might be, they've got something for every occasion for the outdoorsman in your life. We're talking Aftco and Drake and Huck and the like. Well, they do the T-shirt Tuesday, right? T-shirt Tuesday happens every Tuesday. Well, they're already closed, and because of scheduling, I wasn't able to tell you about them before before they close. So here's what I tell you to do. You go in tomorrow at Volunteer Outfitters on New Shackle Island Road, and you say, last night at 6:50, Murphy told me that if I buy something, you'll give me a free T-shirt anyway, because he wasn't able to tell you about it on Official T-Shirt Tuesday. Call it a Makeup Wednesday at Volunteer Outfitters. When you stop by, say hello, grab that free T-shirt by buying something at Volunteer Outfitters. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. This weather coverage, it is necessary, it is important, it is equally exhausting, but hopefully it is winding down as we wind down the Matt Murphy radio show portion of the broadcast today. Just to give you a sense of what we're going to do here, and with Ken Weaver's permission, and I need to get permission from Ken because we didn't talk about this during the break there, but I feel like these tornadic rotations are winding down in our area.
Yes,
and
Rutherford County's no longer under a tornado warning.
So
by the way.
I think we'll just give you a final update on everything that we see going on via the radar and with warnings and all of that. Then we'll hand off to ABC and then Mark Levin, but we will stick by. I know Chris Weber and I will certainly, Ken Weaver, and we'll monitor. And if we got to pop back on in the next few, we'll do so.
Yeah.
But it feels like the major issues in our listening area, thankfully, are past us.
Yeah. Looking at this line that we were talking about, the line that we're talking about, there's no tornado activity or rotation or anything in this line.
Mm-hmm.
All of the rotation is now well to the east and south and east of Nashville. Like I said, Rutherford County is no longer under a tornado warning. The only two counties closest to Nashville, southeast of Nashville, still under the warning are Coffee and Cannon counties, as all of this continues to move off to the east at a clip of about 40 miles per hour.
And y'all, in about 30 minutes or so, Nashville's not going to be raining.
No.
I mean, that's how quickly this system has just moved right on through.
I guess what we got to worry about now is the flash flood warnings.
That's right.
That are still in effect. And I mean, all of Nashville, I'm seeing Williamson, Nashville. Well, let's just look at it here. Yeah, flash flood warning until 9:30 tonight for Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, Robertson, Sumner, Trousdale, and Wilson counties until 9:30.
Now, there's some spots I'm looking at just north of Hohenwald, just to the east of Centerville, of red in the radar. But other than that, it's just kind of all green. Now, obviously, to the east of Nashville, if you're in Smyrna, you're getting popped. If you're in Lebanon, you're still getting popped. Just to the east of Lebanon along I-40, a lot of rain. But these are rain events, severe thunderstorm events. They are not tornadic events anymore. So that's great news.
That's good news. That's real good news.
And let's hope, cross our fingers, that those who did get hit the hardest, these were just tree events and not property events or home events, home-based events. And I know that emergency authorities will be out and about, not just tomorrow, but tonight, to assess the damage that have happened along the way. All right, we'll be here for you if you need us. Ken, great job as always.
Same to you boys.
Yeah, man. I mean, just it is our duty and our pleasure to report these things to you. And hopefully all of you made it through the nasty weather safe and sound. A weather-related Matt Murphy show on this Tuesday edition. We'll get back to the news and the politics and the grumping and the griping tomorrow. We hope, fingers crossed, that we will not have to talk to you again. But if a warning pops up in our listening area of a tornadic variety, we'll be here for you. Y'all be safe, stay dry, and hopefully until tomorrow, we'll talk to you next time. Hug your loved ones. Mark Levin is up next on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. So long, everybody.